Hello everybody, welcome back to the Gamermuscle YouTube channel. In this case, it's a live stream, and what I'm going to be doing in this live stream is trying out the Brunner force feedback joystick, which we've got here. Well, you'll notice this is the HOTAS Warthog A10 joystick, the bit you hold on to. That's the A10 joystick, but it's the base. If you look at the thumbnail, is the Brunner CLSE force feedback base, and it's basically two servo motors with some shenanigans and some programming and controller and electricity, and basically that means you get force feedback in Microsoft Flight Simulator. When Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 came out, the yoke or the force feedback didn't work because of their controller thing they had. There was an issue with it where basically when you plugged in new devices, the game would pause. You might have noticed this if you had an Xbox wireless controller and it turned off and went back on again, or you plugged in controllers. So that actually broke the force feedback as well because of the way this works. But since the last patch, this all works now. Hopefully. I plugged it in and set it up. It seemed to work, but I've not done a proper flight with it. So yes, now we do indeed have force feedback for Microsoft Flight Simulator, and it is bloody awesome. Unfortunately, unless you've got a I don't know, Sidewinder from 2001, I think that came out, or the Logitech G9. I don't know which one it was, G9 something or other, from 2006. I think that came out. Well, you can't use force feedback because there's no force feedback joysticks. Or if you've got this Brunner, which costs like $1.5 grand, don't ask. So, yeah. Now we've got force feedback in Microsoft Flight Simulator if you're lucky bugger with a force feedback joystick, basically. So, hello, chat. Nick, Jonas, Pixel Chaser, Skystar, Electrical Mummer. I'm a clone. Clone Wars. So I've got the game already running here. Now, I guess you guys might want to see this because, I don't know, you're geeks like me. The way this joystick works is really weird. So you have like this, basically, it connects to the sim as if the sim is like a network device, like gets the telemetry from the sim over the network, basically. So the point of this is, with this Brunner at least, it's normally used in like commercial applications. You know, you might have two of these, so your co-pilot's got one. They do yokes as well, on a big rig, and you know, everything's all over the place. Separate computers are calculating force feedback, separate computers are calculating physics, you know, so that's why this is a little bit convoluted. But basically, you connect to the sim and then it bursts into flames and stops working. But there you go, it's connected to Microsoft Flight Simulator. And this thing on the screen here basically acts as like, you know, like if you've got a Fanatec force feedback wheel or Logitech wheel or Thrustmaster wheel, your force feedback profiler. This basically lets you set your profiles up. I'll go through this whilst we're here. So I have a passive force feedback profile, which basically just turns the joystick into like a springy joystick. And then I've got different stuff set up. You can download profiles, but you can set up the curves of the force feedback. So you basically have... so you've got like your innate curve here for the resistance. As the force feedback gets... I might as well put the joystick on the screen. As the force feedback gets information from the sim, this curve will increase. So as there's more air pressure on the ailerons, this curve will increase. Or the pressure will increase, but the general shape of the curve will mostly stay the same. You can change it. You set it up however you want. The point is, whilst there's no air pressure, the stick basically acts as if you're lifting the ailerons, and the gravity is just pulling them down. You know, you actually get more freedom with this than you do force feedback steering wheels, weirdly. The bizarre world of flight sims. Right, where shall we fly, though? I want to go for, like, something slow. Hello, Miss Jackson. Hello, Retrofly. How's it going? 6 a.m. in California. That's good. I'd be in California. Nice warm weather. It's a bit chilly in the UK at the moment. Where should we take off from? This is the hardest part of Microsoft Flight Simulator, is working out where to take off from. I think I might go for Scotland, you know. I've not really flown over Scotland. Stick cam. Shaft cam. Inverness. I'm thinking where the... Let's go... Let's take off here. And I'll go for something slow-ish, because we want something that's nice for the force feedback. Norway's a nice idea. I've gone for Scotland now. Sorry. Too late. Hope you're at the airport. Now's the hard task of picking the aircraft. It's never-ending difficulty. Thing is, if I pick... these are really fun to fly, but they're very, very slow. Well, I could just fly... Let's just go for one of these, and we'll teetle it around, and we can get to another destination. Let's go for the slightly newer one. Basically, with aircraft, the slower the aircraft, normally the more fun it is to fly in terms of dynamics. Hello, Kim. What sort of black magic is this PC running on? It's actually running... This is actually Windows 3.1 Pentium 386. I upgraded the floppy disk drive to 1.4 megabytes, so that's how I managed to install the game. So let's take off from here. I don't really need a destination. We're just going to bumble around, so let's go for that, see what happens. Hopefully this all works. Hey, Phantom Racing. How's it going, man? Hey, Ryan Bothmer. Hello, I am Simply Pakistani. There'll be many penis jokes. Well, you know, people can't get enough of the old penis jokes, can they? It's the penis jokes of forever giving. Might fly to Laguna Seca later, yeah. That's at 7 PM we're doing that. Load times in this. So the Microsoft just announced the new Xboxes coming out on my birthday. That's nice of Microsoft. You know, since doing this, since they invited me to Seattle to play this early, you know, me and Bill Gates, we're pretty good. We're pretty good mates, me and Bill. You know, he didn't like me at first, but I showed him how good I am at jumping over office chairs, and he was well impressed. And so he said, you know what? I have nothing to do with Microsoft, and I'm busy with my charity foundation. But I tell you what, I'll get them to release the new Xbox on your birthday. So I was like, all right, that's cool. So yeah, me and Bill, pretty safe, to be honest. He did give me malaria though, which I've not forgiven him for. But you know. Hey, Chadhead. Right. So let's put the stick on the screen here. Look at this. Can you see that wobble? You can see the cable in front of the camera, presumably. Webcam cables. Look at that. Look at that stick. The stick's wobbling because the AI is moving the plane out. It's alive! I'm going to be 312. And polio. So... Oh, look at that. Stop taking off. He's lining up on the rump. Look, it's proper alive, guys. Why is this stick so alive, some of you might say, that have actually flown a real plane. Believe me, a real plane's joystick does not go this mental on the ground. The reason it's going a bit bananas is I've actually set up the force feedback on the joystick so that when it's on the ground, it has a texture for the ground surface, so it feels like it's almost emulating what a motion rig would do a bit. So when you're rolling on tarmac or grass, you know, it wobbles a bit. When you're holding onto it, it doesn't move around as much, but if you let it go freely, it takes its own... It does its own thing. But, so this is really cool. You guys will like this if you've ever been in a real plane. So... Oh, it's kind of... I mean, this plane's at an angle, so it's not working 100%. But basically, until you put power on... the joystick doesn't come alive because the ailerons have just been, they've just fallen with gravity. So when you put the power on though, look at that, it's whoa, 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 whoa. It stabilizes and goes to the center because the wind is, you can kind of see it. It's subtle on this aircraft because of the nature of this aeroplane. But yeah, as you put the power on, you can basically feel the wind pull back on the put the joystick into the central position and the ailerons. It's really nice. That's just it's kind of like a semi-pre-programmed effect in that it's it's based off the engine RPM. So it's not it's using the physics to do it, but it's not, you know, it's not 100. You kind of set the point at which the ailerons are lifted rather than the game deciding it. But I mean, I guess from the perspective of someone that didn't set it up, they wouldn't know any different. Johnny L, I have to go back to work, but please make a review so I could waste all my money. I haven't got an affiliate link for this joystick, so there's no point in me telling anyone to buy it, unfortunately. I'll just ruin your life. Right. So let's take off here. I'll make sure my flaps are... Hang on, while we... Oh, I accidentally pulled my joystick there. Put the flaps up. Look at this. Look at the sky. Since the update, Microsoft Flight Sim should actually run a little bit smoother, which is nice. I've noticed it's running a little bit better. You don't need the flaps down for takeoff, just for landing. Got a babe in the front seat. Look at that. It's my Flight Sim wife. She's pretty good looking, actually. She looks a bit stern, I would say. she does look a little bit moody, but I kind of like that. I kind of like moody women. Look at those. They're both wearing mod mics. Yeah, look at that. That is a stern face. You wouldn't want to mess with her, would you? Hello, Derek. How's it going, man? This is force feedback, yes. The Warthog isn't force feedback. This is attached. This joystick's attached to a force feedback base. That's cool. You can see the joystick in the cockpit. Well, then my pilot's not touching it. Clairvoyant flight could look at that. How's he doing that? Jedi aircraft, guys. Yeah, we're taking off. I just got excited by my lady in the front. Right, here we go. So, get some speed up. We'll get some speed up gradually. So this aircraft has no nose wheel. I'll put the let's use a bit of rudder, otherwise we will go off. The engine, obviously, the engine torque rotates the aircraft off to one side. And I'm still using my driving simulator pedals until I get a slider that allows me to fit my other pedals on. So, yeah. So what's really nice with the force feedback on this, which is awesome. I programmed some turbulence into it, so when there's turbulence from the simulator, I can feel it. It moves the joystick. You can't really see it. It's just enough that you can feel it through the stick. I've tried to get it as... I've basically set it up to what my memory was of flying a Cessna in real life. And also what's nice and immersive in the sim. That's what I've done, Derek. That's what I've got in my video. Did a guide on it. So yeah, so we've got turbulence that comes through on the joystick. So as the wind pushes the aircraft, it basically gives a little bit of force. If I'm holding on to the joystick, it doesn't move, but the force is such that I can feel the turbulence in my hands, that's what it's like in a real aircraft. I mean, unless it's like really bad weather and it's going all over the place. But in normal flying conditions, it's more that you can feel it and you can hold against it. And it's more that you feel it in your body. So that's there. And then a really nice thing. Oh, you beat me to it, Derek. But my video's got less hair, so it's obviously better. So the other thing that happens with this is that as you speed up, the profile changes. So the stick gets stiffer as you speed up, which, you know, obviously if you're pulling against an aileron, the faster you go, the more air pressure there is. That's how aircraft can fly. So yeah, it's really nice. Look at that. You do also feel a bit of like slop from when you turn, and the air pressure changes from a turn. It's all very good. Right, let's fly to the hills, and I'm going to do some like dry flying. It doesn't vibrate. No, it does vibrate. I've got engine noise set on it. It's not just vibrations. It's actual range of forces between 0 and 5 Newton meters. Do you know for a fact that force feedback works with Sidewinder force feedback too? So, if your Sidewinder works with Microsoft Flight Sim, the previous one, it should work with this. If it works with Flight Sim X, I believe force feedback will work with this because I think it uses the same system. As far as this joystick's concerned, it thinks it's playing with Microsoft Flight Sim X. So, can you feel G-forces? So, if you play with it in X-Plane 11, you can set it up so that it emulates G-forces. So basically, when you're at max G, it's stiffer, and the lower the G, as the G-forces decrease, the joystick gets looser. That's not an option in Microsoft Flight Sim, and it's also an option you can disable in X-Plane 11. Generally, you're not really trying to feel G-forces. I quite like it as it's really nice as an effect in jet planes and fast planes. But with small aircraft, what you're really feeling is the turbulence. What you're really feeling is the pressure over the ailerons. So if the plane's about to stall, the slower you go, or the lower the air pressure, I should say rather, on the ailerons, the lighter it gets, and at the point of stalling, you end up with a dead stick. That it's the dead stick. Start stalling. So basically, there's essentially it's just mechanical dampening in the weight of the ailerons rather than pressure from the air. Should flip. Whee! So as you get up speed, you can feel the pressure build back up, so you know that you then got pressure under your wings that you can fly off. So it's really nice. It's super immersive. If you're using the G-force effect, for example, like an X-Plane 11, what you find is fighter jets, obviously, they're flying so fast, and passenger jet, anything flying over 100 miles per hour, there's obviously a shitload of air pressure under the wings at all times. And also in real life fighter jets, a lot of them fly by wire. Like there's no physical connection between the joystick and the ailerons. It's all done by computers, otherwise the pilot would just crash, because it's the plane's designed to be unstable, and a computer then makes them stable, which allows them to then turn quickly. Right, you're gonna have to type that out, Fernando Alonso, because I didn't understand that. So yeah, with fighter jets, the G-force tick box on X-Plane 11 is really nice, because all you can feel is G-forces. So it's a shame that's not in Microsoft Flight Sim, but Microsoft Flight Sim is mostly general aviation aircraft and these small aircraft, so it's not really a problem. There you go, question answered. Would there be force feedback in Elite Dangerous? No, Elite Dangerous doesn't have any force feedback. You just set up a profile. Look at these British fields here. We should have picked a destination. I'm going to fly over the Scottish moors, and we'll find somewhere to land. What I want to do is I'm going to fly down the hillsides, do some joy flying. Derek Spears. My first flight sim was Microsoft Flight Sim 3 for DOS. Going back. Mine, I think, was F-22 stealth fighter on the Atari ST. Was it F-21, F-22? So Fernando Alonso, please type out what you donated there, because I didn't understand what she said. But I really appreciate you donating. Thanks for supporting us, man. Would you feel the aircraft if it's out of trim? So, What's weird at the moment, I'm not sure if trimming it is working 100% perfectly in Microsoft Flight Sim. Obviously, it's something you really notice in a real aircraft, in a small real aircraft. For those of you that don't know, basically, when you're flying a plane, let's say a Cessna, a small aircraft like this, or a Cessna, or anything that's not super duper fast, the majority of your flying is get up to a certain speed, and then you trim the aircraft so that you no longer have to be putting input on the steering wheel, on the yoke, and you're basically just making little tiny 1 or 2 mil corrections to make sure you're on course, because the wind buffets you around a little bit. The trim is the automatic tendency for the plane to go up and down. It controls that the rear part of the plane there. So yeah, so the way I have this set up for trim is although it's not working actually properly right now, I don't know why. Basically, if the aircraft's going up automatically, I just I use the hat button here, and it will automatically move the wheel through its motor, move the joystick through its motors forwards or backwards. So the sim, it's not trimming in the sim. The sim doesn't know. It's trimming via the joystick. What I need to do actually is, it's a nice little colliery or something down there. What I need to do is I need to bind the trim in Microsoft Flight Sim and see if it actually works properly. In theory, it should trim like a real joystick would. So if the plane's going up, I could then push it, and then the trim in the game will cause the joystick to stabilise out, and it'll all be good. So you don't have to keep pulling or pushing to go in a straight line. It doesn't work properly in X-Plane 11 because of the way that X-Plane 11 does trimming. So you just use the motors like what I just described before to do that. Get into the hills. It's quite windy. Oh, I'm the lady. Look at that. The cockpit's gorgeous. This is definitely running better than last time I played. This part of the UK. You ended up keeping your DD2. Nice. Hello, you got no milk as well, by the way. Hey, random call sign. Boosted media. Stone the crows. Derek, I'm using the Brunner CLSE joystick. So look at it. So this is nice. So I would say one of the things that you don't notice it without force feedback so much unless you're flying very slowly when landing. Well, wrong button. Ignore that, guys. There we go. So the one thing that Microsoft Flight Sim seems to do a lot better than X-Plane 11 is the dynamicism of the weather and the wind and sort of micro turbulence. And you don't notice it that much when not playing with force feedback. When you play with force feedback, you really notice when you fly into clouds, like the boundary layer between where the clouds are, you sort of notice the change in the nature of the turbulence. They did it visually in Microsoft Flight Sim. You can see the cockpit, the camera movements, which is, I guess that's all they can do. But you do really notice it with the force feedback joystick. When you fly over stuff like forests versus the sea, or if you're flying really low and you fly past a building, when the wind's blowing, the building occludes the wind, and you notice that through, it's really nicely done. X-Plane 11 does have wind simulation, and it has updraft, ridge lift. It doesn't have wave lift. The thermals are done at random in X-Plane 11, but it's just not as nuanced. But I did do quite a bit of side-by-side flying. I do think the flight model in X-Plane 11 is more realistic in terms of it's more natural than Flight Sim 2020. Oh, see, look at that, a little bit of turbulence there. That's nice. So Flight Sim's more dynamic, but not necessarily more realistic, it would seem to me, from my very limited, complete non-pilot experience. But I love both X-Plane 11 and Flight Sim 2020. Women ignore the existence of DD Girl because they can't. No one can compete with DD Girl. Men, women, no one. No one can compete with DD Girl. Look at these DD windmill. I've only flown in a Cessna, Mr. Will. That's it. And it was a very calm day. It was actually weirdly calm. Obviously being a passenger in 747, 737. What's that cigar-shaped aircraft that's it's got 2 seats? A passenger jet aeroplane, 2 seats and 1 seat, and they often, I don't know what they're called. They're small. They're very small. They only fit about 100 people in, maybe less than that. I've been in one of them during a storm. People screaming on the plane. They thought it was going to crash. So that was fun. That's my experience of turbulence. It wasn't even that bad. I think people just panic too easily. And I think as a kid, I've been in a turboprop aircraft. Oh, that's weird. Are you sure? Are you sure it's not working since the last update? I don't know if you can do a loop-de-loop in this. You're not sure what a plane is? Just imagine a kangaroo that has a very large jump in your base. That's an aeroplane. Right, here we go. So this is my new thing. This is what I really like doing in this. Flaps down. These hills are nice. I really like, in real life, I really like walking up these types of hills for no reason at all. They're not mountains. They're just nice hills. They're just fun to walk up to the top of them. Not in Scotland, but in like Matlock area. Look at that. Look at the you see the wind pushing us sideways here. Look at that. There's a lot of side wind. Right, here we go. So, dunes, grass dunes. Right. This is like the funniest thing to do in this game. I'm surprised I haven't seen more people do it. I think you could. Oh look, there's like tracks on the. Someone's driven up here. Get the feet on the pedals. Jesus Christ, the wind's trying to blow us over. Let's put the flaps up a bit. Okay. See, I'd totally do this in real life. That's why I'd never allowed a plane on my own. Man, I'm having to give this full left rudder here. The wind's totally tilting us. Whoa! So windy up here. Here we go, down the other side. Get ready. Oh, I still got 2 wheels on the ground. So what's really fun is just trying to keep the wheels on the ground as long as possible. Basically, drive your aircraft. Here we go, down the... Whoa! Down the mountain we go! Got it. And this gets more fun when there's more trees. And then, so there's places in America where you do this, but the hills are like like in Ohio, where they do crop dusting, and it's really fun trying to do this and like try and get the hills. This is like turning this into some kind of like weird mobile game. So we're not going to make that without blowing up. I don't know. I think the force feedback joystick makes this even more fun. Look at the wind's totally rotating us on these hills. Give it a bit more power. This is the equivalent of joyriding an aircraft. Look at the joysticks going all over the place here. I need to turn my flaps off. Which whoa! Keep her down. Oh no! Did too much. Yeah, so that's the challenge. Trying to do that without dying. Right, let's do another flight from somewhere else. If you've got Microsoft Flight Sim, I highly recommend doing that. It's very good fun. Yeah, it's surprisingly tricky to do it with speed and not kill yourself. People actually do that in real life. It's how you drive a plane. I've combined sim racing with flying. So someone wanted us to fly Norway, so let's do that. Let my knowledge... Norway's always more north than I'm expecting. It's a bit cloudy up here, but oh well. Oh, let's fly over Oslo. That'd be nice. I'd do a flight over Durham at some point. Yeah. Buzz down some fjords. Let's do it. There's these fjords are like they're really, really deep. It's actually really creepy. The fact that they're like some of them are like 300-400 meters deep, or something even worse than that. I don't know. If you've got thalassophobia, you don't want to be in a Norwegian fjord on a kayak. Where's Oslo? Somewhere around here, isn't it? Failing geography, guys. I'm pretty sure Oslo's here. I've gone mental. Sweden. Norway's a bit further north. Someone help me out here, guys. Where's Oslo? What's Oslo Airport called? Because it's not actually in Oslo. It's like 30-minute drive outside of Oslo. I'm pretty sure that's Sweden. Where's Denmark? Where's Norway's? That's getting up to Russia. In the crack. Yeah, I thought it was right round here. ENGM. Okay. ENGM. Hang on, why does it think it's night time? Oh, because we're so north. That's why. It's only 2 PM. Bloody hell. No wonder Norwegians are a bit grumpy. Gerdemone. Okay, well, let's fly to... Hang on, but Oslo's on the coast, so... I mean, on the... What? I thought Oslo was down here. Garden Gnome Airport. Hang on, guys. Torp. I haven't got my phone. I need to check a map here. Hello, the dude. Right, let's just fly. Let's fly from here to Gerdemone, and we'll have a look around. I'm sure I recognise something. Set his departure. Hello. Welcome to the airline. I'm taking you for a flight. It's my impersonation of a person from this part of the earth. Incredibly offensive. I will not apologise. ENGM. Yeah, but Oslo's not here. I thought Oslo was on the water. Like, I thought Oslo... You get boats from Oslo out to sea, so obviously it's not in the land. Right. We're going to Gerdemone. Would you like to have a cup of tea? The fjords are on the Atlantic coast. Takeoff. Okay. Where we're taking off? Seagulls. Oh no, there's seagulls. There's a landmark. Ah, let's look for seagulls. Let's do that. Okay, Vigra. Okay. That sounds like a good departure airport. Let's go for that. Oh, apparently it's raining. Let's change the weather because I can't deal with rain. It's like every day's rain. Let's have some sunshine on here. Let's have some sunshine. Then we stop at IKEA. That's not in Norway. Do they have IKEA in Norway? Why am I... Oh, there we go. Right. Force feedback's pretty good, to be honest. Now we're going to need a relatively fast aircraft here. I think I'll go for turboprop. I tell you what, this aircraft's a beauty. And this one as well is really nice. A Diamond DA62. I mean, I'd have one of them. Weirdly, also this one. I mean, right, so this aircraft does 330 knots, right? Which is for a turboprop. So a jet plane is normally like 500 or something, I think. Let's have a look. Yeah, 451, 483, and then the passenger jet is like 550, 600 knots, I believe. Oh no, 490. So yeah, say 500 knots if you're caning it in a passenger jet. So, considering it's just a turboprop, it's amazing how fast a turboprop aircraft can go, you know? Helicopter landing. I know, apparently that's the next DLC, supposedly. Link to the force feedback base. Google my video. Brunner CSLE unboxing. I'm going to have a review of it once I've done more flying with it. Right, that's fine. Got mystical music playing here just to get you into the spirit of flight. This is actually the Microsoft Flight Sim loading screen music. You're going to die in a plane. Sign your waiver so the Gamermuscle Airways is not liable for killing you. That's the official music of my airline. Right, here we go. Ready to fly now after that little audible excursion. Viagra! If you're dyslexic, that says Viagra, so that's good enough for me. Whoa, look at that. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think winglets are sexy. What do you guys in chat think? Got cars driving across the runway, appearing and disappearing. This is normal in Norway. That's why the Swedes don't like the Norwegians. The Swedes keep asking Norway for car cloaking technology, but the Norwegians, very much like the Klingons in Star Trek, won't give up the cloaking technology, and that's what's caused that rift between Norwegians and Swedes. You would have thought when the Swedes gave Norway IKEA that Norway would have given them a little bit of the stealth technology, but no, they didn't. So, you know, international politics for you guys. Look at this. So look, look at it. Look at my stick wobbling. That's the engine vibration. So look, if I put my brakes on, and this plane won't flip over because it won't flip over because it's got a front wheel, which is very handy. But if I put the power on here, let's hold it there. Put the power on, it should. It's coming alive. There we go. Look, it's nice and alive. Turn the power off. Should flop back down as the wind decreases over the. It's all very exciting. That's the kind of thing that makes me think that was money well spent. Easily impressed. I don't get how much. Right, watch out for cars on the runway. Make sure the flaps are up. Parking brake. There's always something, guys. Jesus. Where's the parking brake on this? Oh, actually. There we go. I've got it bound. Okay. Let's go. Gamermuscle OnlyFans. Power up, boys! and girls. It's quite slow acceleration for this aircraft. Bloody Dora the Explorer here. We've got a bit of quite a bit of side wind going on. Landing gear up. Look at that. Have you seen the GTX 300s? Oh, look at these. Look at that. This is... You're airborne now in my plane. Over the fjords of Norway. We are flying in the air like a Viking in space. There's no stopping our invasion of the country. Wait. Always get carried away when the music goes on. Right. Why am I binging? Oh, overspeeding. That's why I'm binging. Look at that. Look at that airport. It's literally... So, because we're up to so much speed here, this joystick's like totally turgid. This is what I'm saying about once you get past about 140 knots, the you know, just it feels like a very strong spring. Hello, Bourbon biscuits. Lord of the Rings. Look at that. It's pretty nice, isn't it? I don't know what latitude that is. It's just classical music. Epidemic sound, cinematic playlist. Right, let's get on our flight pass and we're flying towards Oslo here. Clouds. Give it a bit less speed here. We're fjording. Oh, no, hang on. We were going to find the seagulls. Oh, I don't know. Look at these clouds. They've done a really good job. That's one of the things that's often terrible in flight sims is the default clouds. Microsoft Flight Sim has really nice default clouds. Look at that view, guys. This is a real-time Microsoft Flight Sim trailer. We just need a whale in the background, like splashing through the water. Oh, hang on, now we're going to war. This classical music's a bit changeable. Kill the Norwegians! Kill the Norwegians! Off we go! Off we go! To kill the Norwegians, we're off to kill them. In my plane, we're off to kill the Norwegians. Oh, we're going to kill them. We're going to kill the Norwegians. Oh, invading Norway in a plane. We're going to kill them in a plane. Invading Norway in a plane. Here we come. Attack the seagulls in a plane. Yeah, I don't know that went. Don't know where that went. What's that band called? Kill the Norwegians. Oh, look at this. Yeah, I mean, I quite like Norwegians. I'd rather not kill them. It's just what the music was telling me. Norwegian death metal. What's that band called where they sing all like? No, they do it as if it's like a tribal thing. They've been at Q dance and stuff. Look at this. I'd live down there. To be honest, I'm just jealous of Norwegians. Look how nice it is. Thank you for subscribing. I mean, I'd live there. It's off to where we can kill the Norwegians. I'm just jealous. Look at that. Ah, let's find. Okay, here we go. Seagull hunting. That was a little bit high pitch. Sounded like a Super Nintendo character there. Right. Oh, that's nice and calming. Right, where are these seagulls? No, not Rammstein. It's a specific band. Oh man, we're going so fast. I mean... I don't know at what point you can start seeing them. Presumably it's the point at which the the bird is smeared across your windscreen. Wow. We are overspeeding. I can't see him. Man, we're going fast. No, not... Yeah, the Who, maybe. Maybe that's it. They're not Mongolian, though. You know, I'll find it. Oh, Jesus! Okay, okay, we found them. We found them. Bloody hell. No birds, and then all of a sudden there's a ginormous flock. Bloody hell. Right. How close can we get? Oh, I see. They're flying, as birds generally do. It draws them a bit... There's no, like, real warning before there's, like, literally thousands of them. Yeah, I don't quite understand how that works. Oh, well, we saw them. Right, we're getting back on the flight path here. We're off to Norway. That was it. That was fun. Yeah, they need to... Maybe I need to increase my draw distance or something. Am I going the right way? Am I going the wrong way? We're fjording it, guys. Hang on, I'm going the wrong way. Jeez. Back over the seagulls we go. I think it just turns the engines off when you hit them. What is that? I've got a bit of... Someone needs to scream. Look at that, we've got dirt on the windscreen. Maybe that's the remains of one of the seagulls we maybe hit. Sprayed across the dash. Oh well. Sorry, Greta. They needed culling. Oh yeah, so they are moving around. They're flying pretty quick actually. Those seagulls. Alsund seagulls. Why don't we have any? There's no British seagulls in this game. Oh, let's fly right down the fjord gap. That's what I'm calling it. It's gorgeous. Yeah, Norway looks great in this. Hello, young daddy. How's it going, man? Landing gear are up. Nice. Sim Racing Girl's taking a break. I'm sure she'll be back at some point. She's alright though. Here we go. Have you tried looking outside of Greggs to find British seagulls? Yeah, well, they're doing shoplifting, aren't they, in the UK? You see, there's that video. Google seagull steals crisps from Greggs. It's pretty funny. You get pigeons in London taking the tube as well. Let's give it a bit more welly. Oh, look at that. If you had one of these aircraft in real life, you're sorted basically, because this flies basically the same speed as a passenger jet. So, oh, thanks for subscribing, Le Blogger. Yeah, basically, if you've got this, just to moving my windows across. If you've got this at a local airport, you can just jump in this and you can fly anywhere in the world. I mean, unless you're doing like a, you know, unless you're flying across the Atlantic or something. Like, perfect if you lived in the UK and you're like, oh, Jesus, it's another rainy day. You could get in this aircraft and you could be in Spain within about an hour and a half. Absolutely perfect. Did you try it, SK? Thanks for subscribing, Louis Chin. I mean, I would really like to... I mean, it'd absolutely terrify me. But I would love to kayak around Norway. Something I'm going to do before I die. It's a bit cold, though. We have to do it in the middle of summer. But even in summer, the water around here is... Like, if you fall in, you're going to want a... Oh, look at that hill. It's like Jurassic Park. You're going to want, like, a thermal, you know, stuff. Hello, Tortellini. How you doing, man? It's all right, you know. It's all right. Oh, look at that. Bloody hell. It looks gorgeous. This music fits in. Welcome to Terminal Illness Airways, where you go on a last flight through the fjords before you die your death on this planet Earth. But your death won't be slow, because you know that we will fly you into the ground, and you will go in a bang as your face gets smashed into the dirt. What a way to die. Right, that got a bit dark. It got a bit dark. Terminal. Yeah, a little bit dark there. I've got to remember it's the middle of the day. There's probably children watching. I mean, I'd take if you're terminally ill, flight into the ground. It's way to go. Terminal Illness Airways. You know, you might as well go quick. You don't want to linger on. Is it sure? Right. Oh, look at these paths. Look at that. That lens flare. JJ Feel Good Airlines. Man, this is absolutely amazing. Oh, it's middle of the night. Oh, that's good. It's night time somewhere. Why is there like a hotel down there? People live here. It always like blows my mind when you look at different places on Earth and it's like people live there. We're actually accidentally going right back on our flight path here. That mountain's been destroyed by Microsoft Flight Sim. What's happened there? It's like reality's melting. That's nice. It's a nice little. That's nice. Man, Norway's the place to live, guys. Skim the water. Okay, well, we can go a bit lower. But if I crash, it's entirely your fault. Hello, Christopher. We're flying to Oslo. I got distracted by this amazing fjord. See, if you put 0 power on in this aircraft, it shouts to put the landing gear on, right? But we're travelling at 182 knots. If I was to put the landing gear down, they would be ripped off. So it's a weird... I guess you're never meant to turn the engine totally off with this. I am getting force feedback, yes. This stick's like 1,500. So, you know, basically, hate yourself if you want to get one. Oh, maybe I should turn damage off. You know what? This flight sim's running a lot better for me since the last update. Oh, look at this. Bloody hell. I was having a bit of a break. I wasn't feeling too well, and then I had family come over, so... It's where I've been. Look at that. Engine back. Right, I don't have a shadow. Let's not fly into the water. Oh, my God. That looks incredible. We can get lower than that. It's probably easier from the cockpit, to be honest. You actually have the altitude gauge. 70 meters. $70 foot, rather. It's weird that... the wave size, Tortellini, depends on the weather conditions. But in real life, the ocean can be totally flat as well. But I know what you mean. Like, maybe they should artificially increase the wave size. And the white swell, like the, what's it called, the tops of the waves. When you're in the middle of the ocean. Because it's not... Whoa, look at that. Bloody hell. Right, let's get some altitude again. We'll get back on our flight path here, otherwise we'll lose it. Yeah, I mean, if you watch my video with the storm weather... you can see that the waves do get very big and look properly three-dimensional. So it's more just an artistic choice, I think. Fjords will be largely flat. The air is very smooth, actually. There's not much turbulence. We're over Norway. Lost my flight path. Whoops! Oh Jesus! There's a lot of turbulence there. Whoa! Look at that! Seeing as we come over this hillside. Turbulorama. Look at that. It's not flying to a mountainside though. Oh no! The hills. There's a hill. There's a hole in the hill, guys. Oh dear. God, not lots of Norwegians accidentally die when they fall through the side of the hill into the abyss. Gotta watch out for those bottomless holes. Right, we need to fly. Which way? I need to zoom out the map here. As soon as I click on the map, it's gonna go bonkers. Oh no! Bloody hell. We're flying the right way. I got distracted by a different thing on the map. Hey, Chewy Dog. Oh, wait, hang on. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Gamermuscle Airways. We are actually just beginning our tea and biscuit service here. If you would like a cup of tea or a biscuit, or maybe you'd like to just admire the weird formations. Oh my God, some interesting geology in Norway here. Yes, this is actually what it looks like in Norway. Oh, this is the water thing. Basically, so in order to make it so the water's flat, they have like an algorithm that flattens out lakes. Unfortunately, if there's a lake on a hillside, it flattens them out incorrectly. Why are we bipping? Overspeed, obviously. Look at that. I mean, you don't get lakes on top of them. You do get those weird spikes in like parts of China where they're like, I think they're the remnants of volcanoes, where the core is different rock, so it doesn't erode as quickly. You get that in the outside of Paris. What's it called? I don't know, but you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that's something that hopefully they'll fix, because the fjords looked magnificent, but the levitated lakes kind of break the immersion. Yeah, the Norwegians are very serious about the swimming pools. They spend billions on their levitated mountain swimming pools. You know, some people say it's a waste of money, but they've got cloaking vehicles, so who are we to judge the Norwegians? They know what they're doing. As for the tea and biscuits, on today's flight service, we'll be serving bourbon biscuits, McVitie's dark chocolate gingers, and of course, we, as always, with every Gamermuscle airline, we are serving a complimentary tea. Coffee will be charged at £4.50 per milliliter. Though, if you ask nicely, we will give you free coffee service as well. The hot Ukrainian supermodel will be bringing the trolley down the aisle, and she will be serving a selection of cakes as well. We have dark chocolate coffee cake, dark chocolate cake, we have some Victoria sponge cake, and we also have a full English breakfast option for those of you that are hungry. Thank you for flying with Gamermuscle Airways. Enjoy your meal, tea and biscuits. There you go. That's important to get that done every flight, otherwise the immersion is totally broken. Hey Falsario, it's really nice. And now I wouldn't say it's worth the price it costs if you're a gamer type person. If you're a mental flight simmer that spends, you know, if you spend like 3+ hours a day playing flight sims, then yeah, maybe it is worth it. It's like driving sims, isn't it? If you just play driving sims like 2 hours a week, or, you know, you don't have much money or whatever, you know, a G29 True Force, a Logitech wheel slapped on your desk is literally all you need. You really don't need anything else. Look at that. But if you know you're going to be playing driving sims for like 10+ years, and you're going to be playing more than like 5 hours a week, you might as well just get a DD wheel if you can afford it. I think it was like £1,500 circuit board sold, because it's from Switzerland, so you have to pay like taxes and stuff, fees, duties. Get used to that if you live in the UK. We love paying duties in the UK. It's our hobby. Verpil's really good, yeah. They're not force feedback, but yeah, Verpil's probably the best non-force feedback joysticks you can buy. So my reasoning for getting this force feedback joystick, for those of you that want to hear this story, I mean, who wants to hear this story? Who in chat wants to hear the Gamermuscle reason for wasting money on a joystick story? Let me know. This is your captain speaking. If you'd like to hear a convoluted and possibly sleep-inducing story about force feedback joystick purchases, please let me know in the chat room. Noel Lemming. There we go, story time.
It began on a cold winter's night. The Gamermuscle decided to purchase a force feedback joystick. It was windy, woo!
Yeah, okay, enough of that. So, the story... basically, so the Verpil joysticks are like... It's going to cost you like £450 if you buy a Verpil base and a Verpil stick. And and then like £200 for the Whirlpool HOTAS. Now they're great. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with them, but basically you're going to be spending about £500 if you wanted a HOTAS, Whirlpool HOTAS, Whirlpool joystick, Whirlpool base, postage, everything. You know, it's about £500, right? So I'm like, if I'm gonna, I know, I'm like, I really enjoy Flight Sim. I'm gonna be playing it for the next God knows how long. I might as well spend 3 times as much. Game muscle logic here. I might as well spend 3 times as much. Well, mostly because I think I reckon over the life of this joystick, I'll probably get £500 back from reviewing it over like 3 or 4 years. I guess the multiple videos I make on it. So that's £500 off. Which could have been still spent on something else. So it's terrible logic. Yeah, I figure, you know, I'm gonna be playing Flight Sim a lot. If I need the money, I should be able to eBay it for the similar price to what I paid for it. And I doubt that many people have them in the UK, so someone buying it online will be like, oh, the import stuff's being done. So, you know, we're using very sound logic here. But anyway, it's kind of like the DD wheel thinking. You could play Elite with it, yeah, but it won't have any force feedback because that game doesn't have any force feedback. Yeah, it's like the DD wheel thing. It's like, if you are going to be playing driving sims for 10 plus years, and you know you've already been playing driving sims, so you know you enjoy it. It's like, why not? If you've got the liquid cash there, why not just get the DD and be done with it? Because, well, I mean, like a G25 will last forever. T300, I think, will probably last for about 3 years. CSL Elite probably about 3-4 years in terms of before they start wearing out. But you know, you might as well just get the ultimate thing in some ways that's not likely to break. That's my thinking. Your flight stick's eating dust. Well, yeah, I mean, it depends if you know. Like, I wouldn't ever say to someone, buy a force feedback flight yoke or a DD steering wheel or something, unless they've already been playing driving sims for like a bit. You know, maybe they've had a G25 for a while, so they know, they know what it is. Maybe they've had it for a year, and they know they really like it. Hey, John O'Connor, I hope you're good, man. What a niche and elitarian market it is. A DD wheel during a pandemic. Well, the thing is, like, you have to, like, as I say, a lot of it comes down to how much time you're putting into stuff. So, if I was putting, like I've spent over 1,000 hours, probably 3,000 hours playing driving sims. So it's like, well, I might as well spend that time with a DD wheel. I've already spent, I don't know, probably like 50 hours, 100 hours playing Microsoft Flight Sim. So the cost is more the time rather than the cost of the game and the equipment to play it. So it really does depend on how much time you're going to be spending on these things. If you know you're only going to play Flight Sim for like 15 hours, then just use whatever lets you play it as cheap as possible, because you're not going to get the value from the equipment. A DD wheel is never going to really break, or it shouldn't break, DJ. And it's massively better than any of the belt-driven wheels. It's basically, with a direct drive motor, even the lower end ones, you basically, because the wheel's attached to the shaft of the motor, it sort of fundamentally transforms the fidelity and the smoothness and the feel of everything. It's kind of like a paradigm shift in force feedback. You don't need it, obviously, but also, because it doesn't ever break, it's kind of like, well, that's it. Once you've spent that money, you're done. You're never going to need anything better, so there's nothing else to waste your money upgrading to. And you could probably eBay it for a very similar price to what you buy it. That's a big thing for me normally. That is true, DJ. Yeah, I definitely, the simulators, physics, and the software is definitely not perfect yet. Like the steering wheel is definitely better. A DD steering wheel, literally. So like the SW20 small mage, even the Fanatec DD1, even a Simucube, not Simucube. What's it called? What's it called? The AccuForce wheel. Even that AccuForce wheel is better quality than the drive-by-wire solutions for real cars. So I've actually had a chance to use some drive-by-wire solutions that were they're in testing phase for the use for like lorries or and experimental vehicles and what have you. And they're not as good as what you get from DD DD motors with PC software. It's a completely different setup how they work, but it's pretty funny. Rajan Signarag. I do like it, but sadly I don't have so much time to invest in flight sims, so I'm going to stick to driving sims for that. That's fair enough. Yeah, all these sims can be very time consuming. For me personally, I see flight sims as it's really relaxing. Hello, Spitfire RAF 100. I've seen you flying around a lot recently. But loads of what are they called? Tornadoes and Spitfires flying around the UK at the moment. I think they're just trying to make everyone feel better. They're not succeeded. I don't know. The Simagic. I really like the Simagic buttons. I've not had enough time with the Simagic motor to really draw parallels. How does the force feedback feel? If you rewind the stream at the beginning, I explain how the force feedback operates and works. But it's like up to 5 newton meters of 4.7 newton meters of pressure. When you're flying at speed like this, the force feedback is basically just like a strong centering spring with a bit of variation depending on how much load you're putting on the surfaces. But once you get past 140 knots, it's just like a mechanically dampened spring, because that's what a real plane kind of feels like. I mean, I don't think this aircraft. I know this aircraft in real life might actually be. I don't know. I don't know if this aircraft in real life is fly-by-wire or physically connected. It might be fly-by-wire. I wouldn't be surprised. In which case, the feel it'll be probably actually quite similar to this. Yeah, I really like what flight sim does for me. What I really like to get out of flight sims. I really like just the cruising aspect of it and just looking at scenery. I often just load up Google Maps and just browse around at places. I personally find that quite interesting. Flight sim lets me do that, but in real time with slightly nicer graphics. So, Jambasum, I will have a review video on this joystick once I've had more time to use it. Only since last week have I been able to use it with Microsoft Flight Sim, and only not really used it properly. This is my first proper actual flight with it after setting it up. So I'll have a review once I've done a bit more flying, and maybe after I've done a bit of DCS with it, so I can get an idea with that. Yeah, that plane, it's weird. It's a shame they didn't have good physics in that plane mode on Google Earth. Also, it's a shame that the photogrammetry stuff seems to have, they've removed it, where they had it in places and then they removed it, I think, for performance. 10-4. Dame dinar dame, yo dame no no yo. What is this, like Japanese written in English? Calm down, random.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Sorry, your pilot accidentally injected the cabin with helium there. Ladies and gentlemen, secondary tea service will soon be making its way through the aircraft. If you would like a cup of tea, please let the stewardess know. Free tea service, so help yourself. We have a choice of full cream, semi-skimmed, and cream, for those of you that want cream tea. Enjoy. There you go. It's important to get these announcements out, otherwise this flight would be totally unrealistic. What flight stick would I recommend, Falsario? The T1600, I think it is the best value for money HOTAS stick you can buy. That's fine. But to be honest, you can play Microsoft Flight Sim with a Xbox controller and it works great. Yorkshire tea. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to remind passengers that we will not be serving Yorkshire tea. We'll be serving Lidl's Gold Blend and Twinings. If you would like Yorkshire tea, you can be served on the ground. I will open the windows for you, and you can leave via the window. Oh, just for you, JR, give Yorkshire tea, you bastard. There you go. I did have one Yorkshire tea bag just for JR Sim Racing. Yorkshire, it's all right. Yorkshire tea's not too bad actually. Thompson, no. PG Tips is shit. Yorkshire tea's okay. I just like having a go at Yorkshire people. Twinings, all the Twinings is pretentious. I like Twinings, but they're up their arse as a company. They're so pretentious.
Don't drink the GM Airways tea. It has 777.
Ah, Jesus Christ.
7 types of cancer-inducing ingredients.
Oh no. Yeah, but the tannins cure it. Thank you, Random Call Sign, for buying the cup of tea there. Yeah, Random Call Sign bought a bottle of Portuguese wine. Do you know what, Random? Some arse has used my email on a Portuguese shopping site. I keep getting these Portuguese emails. I think my email has been compromised. I use like an insane password manager, so I should be all right. But someone has used my email address on this website, and so I keep getting bombarded.
Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
Appreciate the cuppa.
Thank you, JR. JR Sim Racing, really appreciate that. Thanks for supporting us, guys. Yeah, Claro. It's like, I think it's a Portuguese, either Spanish or Portuguese. Maybe it's Spanish and they got my email address when I was on holiday and I signed up for something without realising it. Oh dear. But I got an email recently from them letting me know that they're all wearing masks and doing remote working. Oh jeez, everyone's getting drunk on the plane. Ladies and gentlemen, we do serve alcohol in this aircraft, but please be aware the Norwegians do not appreciate drunk revellers. Oh, it's Brazilian. Oh, well, there you go. Makes probably a scammer then. Probably some Brazilian person is scamming my email. Oh well. See, my identity's been compromised. Jambasum.
Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
A little splash of Irish whiskey.
Okay. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for using the duty-free service. You will, of course, not be charged tax, but all your money will go to gamermuscle, where it will be spent inappropriately on overpriced force feedback equipment, tea bags, and a life of YouTuber luxury. Thank you very much for the donation. We, in honour of Random Call Sign and his accident he had recently, where he lost both testicles in a meat grinder, we will be giving out free Portuguese wine. So, enjoy that with your whiskey. Everybody. Chin chin. How did it happen, Random Call Sign? How did it happen? I wonder if wine and whiskey... What, isn't that... No, I'm thinking of something else. Is that actually a drink, wine and whiskey? This is Microsoft Flight Sim, Maget Aman. Look at these hills. We're flying towards Oslo in Microsoft Flight Sim 2020. Van. Whiskey and rye. Do not. Surely, if you mixed wine and whiskey, the whiskey would it float? I mean, you'd probably end up feeling really drunk, and well, you probably just end up feeling a bit sick. What's is it port? Isn't port wine that's been distilled? That's probably the closest thing. I really don't know about alcohol. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a big drinker. I've still got beer in my fridge, Random, from when those Weisse beers from when you came over. I just don't drink. I drink non-alcoholic beer, which doesn't taste like beer, but I quite like it. So is port whiskey and wine? I don't know. I you know, it's too complicated. Eastway, wine, Dan's game. Look at this. Look at all these individual lakes. It's mental. If you lived in Norway, you're like spoiled for lakes. But I guess it's all in the winter. This probably all freezes. Oh, look at that. It's probably all freezes over in the winter. Really amazing landscape to fly over, though. I think if you were ever going to do a flight in real life, Norway would be a fantastic location to fly over in the summer, at least. In the winter, it probably looks a bit boring and white. Go to the west by Bergen Airport if you want to see the most insane lakeside towns. Okay. Well, we're going to Oslo because I don't even know where anything is relative to us. I just know we're pointing towards Oslo Airport, which means we should fly over Oslo, give or take.
What is the motive behind this demand?
Chadhead!
Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
Quite surprised by the air stewardess's uniforms. Astonished face.
If you would like to complain about the air hostess's uniforms, please write on our complaint form, which will promptly be posted out of the window and collected by Greta Thunberg with an angry face. The air hostesses on our flight can wear whatever they want. It's not my fault they choose to dress all sexy. It's up to them. Do you know what's quite distracting in this sim? When it pops in adjusted... Yes. Yeah, I wonder if that's because it's loaded higher detail geometry and then it pops in, rather than it being the technology for it loading... so, the difference between it loading it in, as in the mesh detail, the LOD's changing, because it's already got it. I think the problem is when you're flying over a location you've never flown before and it's downloading a higher quality mesh and it then pops that in. I think that's what causes the seam issues. So a previous bit of mesh is the high quality one and then the next one's low quality one and then it updates it with the downloaded data to the... I think that's what causes that problem. I don't know how they would actually fix that. You'd have to make sure the low quality and the high quality mesh line up, but they couldn't really, could they? Or I guess you would have to make sure the current and the next one are stay the same and both update at the same time. But I could see how that could be complicated. But yeah, that definitely is a little bit jarring. I have found, you know, the rolling cache option in Microsoft Flight Sim. If you increase that and you fly over the same locations, that definitely helps. But yeah, you're right. There's definitely a lot of things in Microsoft Flight Sim that could be a lot better. I mean, like you can see there, there's a seam in the terrain where the Bing data is not so good. There's loads of things. Like, I think the wildlife and stuff could be a bit better. You know, I feel like Microsoft Flight Sim was released about a year and a half too early. But it is a platform, and I think, you know, people are going to do their own mods and updates, and already you're seeing people release update stuff to it. So releasing it now, actually, it does make sense. But yeah, I see it more as a platform. I totally agree. It's not perfect. There's a lot of hype behind Microsoft Flight Sim, and totally ignoring the things that are issues with it. But you know, hello, Game Hero. I think a lot of the mainstream press on Microsoft Flight Sim were too forgiving of the shortcomings of it. But it's still fantastic, so it doesn't really matter. It's good fun, so... yeah, it's kind of early access, but then again, you can spend hundreds of hours playing it and still enjoy it. So, I mean, it's hard to know where you draw the line, really, isn't it? Andre, yeah, so the reason why I would say a year too early isn't because it's not impressive. It's stuff like, so it's a lot of a bunch of the aircraft systems are just a bit wonky. Like, so there'd be like the weird ball in one of the aircraft go all over the place. The autopilot didn't work properly. sometimes landing gear doesn't operate properly. Some of the systems don't operate properly. Just little niggly kind of bug things. Then stuff like weather synchronization. You know, all the annoying game development stuff that takes a long time, but a lot of people wouldn't notice. But I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just because there's reasons to release it now, which is probably more beneficial for everyone. It depends what perspective you're coming at it from. You know, if you're coming from the Nintendo game perspective, where you want part of me just misses games that are released and they're like not perfect, but they're like internally completely solid with very few marginal bugs. But then again, some Nintendo games have stupid things and they never ever fix them. So it moves around, Matt Evans. It's got engine vibration because I put that on as like an effect based off the RPM of the engine. But yeah, you get like actual dynamics for the wind over the ailerons. If you go to the beginning of the stream, I go through that. Yeah, it's got a stick shaker on it as well, so I'll show that. So I'll stall it. The stick shaker will come on. This is like a programmed thing. Whoops. Just... So that's the stick shaker there. But it also gets super light when it's stalling. Like there's basically no force feedback now because we've got a dead stick because there's no wind. There you go. Come back alive there. There's no wind on the ailerons, so you basically end up with a dead stick. Hence the term dead stick, I believe. Did anyone get an email from Microsoft survey asking opinions? I didn't get that email. They collect a lot of data for that kind of stuff there. So I'd be surprised. We're privileged with patches, I know. Never-ending patches. Yeah, I mean, as I say, I see Microsoft Flight Sim as a... it's an ongoing thing. It's not a pump-and-dump game. It's sort of like a continuous project where they're going to keep doing stuff to it. Is trimming easy with this stick? Well, I've not set it up properly with Microsoft Flight Sim. As I was saying earlier, in X-Plane 11, you use the hat button on the stick. And then that just trims it via the force feedback motor, so the game doesn't know you're trimming. Basically, it's like you're trimming the joystick rather than the game, and it basically achieves the same goal, regardless of if it's programmed into a simulator properly. In theory, trimming I think should work properly in Microsoft Flight Sim, but I've not tinkered around and set it up properly yet, so I don't know for sure, because it does require a little bit of setting up with the joystick, force feedback software, and the sim. Not got around to it yet. I don't think it works totally perfectly, but the hardware trim captures the essence of trimming. No real front end. You don't really get front end feel in the plane. Not really concerned about the front of the plane. It's more in an aircraft. You're more concerned about the feel of the wings. Is there enough air pressure under the wings to keep yourself in the air? You get a good feel for if you've got. So if you're doing stunt flying and stuff, you get a good feel from the force feedback joystick as to at what point you can pull back before it will stall, before you'd even get the stall alarm. So you know, effectively a similar like a flight version of front end feel. Nice one, shiny robot. Yeah, it is. I mean, the thing is, if you're flying a passenger jet or something, you don't really use the force feedback to fly, because then they fly like bricks. I mean, maybe landing in a crosswind or something, but it just adds to the immersion with it, giving you a bit of turbulence you can have affect the joystick, so it makes you feel like you're in a bit of an aircraft. A motion rig would obviously be better, but you know, they're even more expensive. So it's more of an immersion thing with big aircraft. It does help you fly a little bit with smaller aircraft, but flying's not hot. You know, it's not like driving sims. It's not really well, actually, if you're doing formation flying, and if you're trying to be super, super precise, it helps, because, like, now we're traveling at 180 knots, the joystick's really, really firm, so as you go faster, the joystick gets firmer, which makes it harder to accidentally put in, you know, put in too much of a movement. But, you know, it's not competitive. No one's evaluating my flight, apart from you guys all saying that I'm flying like shit, but you know, there's no evaluation, so it doesn't matter. It's not like a driving sim where the force feedback really tells you what's going on with the car to help you learn how to drive better. In a driving sim, it really helps you catch the rear of the car. If you lose the back of the car, you know, the wheel will self-align. It fundamentally knows how much grip the tyres have got, which you could learn without force feedback, but, you know, it just makes it a lot easier. It's not really the same with a flight sim. It's more about immersion with a flight sim. Abstract immersion and a little bit and literal as well. Yeah, once we've landed at Oslo, I could do some stunt flying, but I don't. You guys won't be able to see that much. You know, you just see a joystick. It won't look. It's the annoying thing with VR and force feedback is it's very hard to convey the differences. It's a very experiential thing. I guess you could put it on graphs and stuff. Could help. How much grip do the wings have? It depends in which direction, really, doesn't it? You would hope that wings have as little grip as possible, because, I mean, do you mean friction by grip? You want as little friction as possible, and you want as little drag as possible from wings, because obviously the more drag a wing has, the more it slows the aircraft down, and the more thrust it's required to push it along. So you use more fuel and more RPMs and more wear and everything. Yeah, I mean, aircraft don't really have any grip, do they? I mean, how do you it's kind of like, it's kind of getting to semantics of these words rather than their actual definitions. But the winglets on this aircraft are specifically to reduce the amount of vortexes and turbulence off the wings, which makes it more efficient. That's why pretty much all modern aircraft now have these winglets, which look awesome. So I'm all for them. I don't care if they're more or less efficient. They just look, winglets just look cool. I don't know why, but they do. That's weird with aerodynamic stuff. Things that are aerodynamic inherently look awesome. Explain that. Why would humans evolve to appreciate aerodynamic things? Got those name tags. We're being surrounded. Hey, Krishna Pwa. Welcome from India. Appreciate you tuning in, man. I've never been to India, but I would love to visit sometime. Look at this view. Flying away from the hills here. Yeah, this is since the update last week. This is running a lot better for me. I'm hitting like a stable 45 to 60 FPS. Matt Evans, when flying upside down, does the stick feel heavier or different to flight? It will feel lighter if there's less. So if you're flying upside down, but you've got enough that there's wind flying across the ailerons, it will still feel stiff because the wind will still be pushing on the ailerons. But it does feel slightly different. The plane's more inherent to stall when you're flying it upside down. Well, these types of aircraft aren't designed to be. If you fly this kind of aircraft upside down, in terms of you're putting load on the wings upside down, they really don't like passenger jets and stuff, and Cessnas and things really don't like that. They're not designed to have those kind of G's put on like upward G's on the wings. They really don't like it. So typically when you see these kind of planes flying upside down, they're at speed, and it's more that they're doing like a roll. So from the plane's perspective, from the wing's perspective there, well, we are going faster. But from the wing's perspective, we didn't actually do anything. Like, the wing doesn't know that we flew upside down there. So from the force feedback's perspective and the ailerons perspective, it feels exactly the same. If that makes sense. Because the pressure on the ailerons is the same. So all you're feeling through the force feedback is the aileron pressure. The pressure on the ailerons. So if you're flying upside down in a way that's neutral for the pressure, you won't feel anything. If the pressure changes, you will feel something. Woo! Convoluted explanation. Was that... I probably didn't help there. Hit the chemtrail button. Ah, I forgot to put the carcinogenic fuels in the back of the aircraft. You're on about model helicopters, Shortmaster. Typically, when you see like a full-size helicopter do a loop-the-loop, it's a similar scenario to, like I say, a passenger jet doing a roll. The blades aren't holding it upside down unless it's the weight of a helicopter is far too much for the blades to be able to do that. Unless it's an RC helicopter where the power-to-weight ratio is such that they can fly anyway. Hello! Oh, I can't hear you. I'm at work. That's my acknowledgement. Semaphore acknowledgement. How do you get force feedback working? You need you need a specific force feedback flight yoke or joystick. Aileron. Yeah, I'm trying to swat up on aircraft. I'm learning slowly. I've been watching YouTube's amazing now for learning about aircraft. All the different instruments and the flight procedure. It's totally useless knowledge because I don't ever intend to get a pilot's license. That was a gesticulation. It was a testiculation. Yeah, Chris G, you can just set up the force feedback however you want. With so I have a profile for... Well, that's what I was using before I had force feedback working with this. I just set up it has a ramp to it, so it emulates the feeling of the ailerons, but it's not dynamic. But yeah, it's so awesome how you can... Because flying is relatively niche. But you can... What's this music about? You can... yeah, you can get a lot of knowledge off it. T's lucky. She's getting stressed about racing still. It's good. That's an enjoyable part of sim racing. I used to get really stressed when I did iRacing races. Now I don't really care. Like, if I've had a long race and it's a challenge, you know, we're battling at the end of it, that's stressful. But just sim racing is... I'm dead to it now. I've had too much exposure. I need to do real racing. You need to get your adrenaline from something else. There's no point in having downforce if you can't go above 100 miles per hour because your car is a brick. Oh, I've just missed someone. Type your message again. Someone said something. They said, seriously, something, something. I missed it. Boosted media. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? I think because when I first played iRacing back in like 2000 when it first came out, 2007, I think it was like, oh, it's an online race. Oh, I don't want to ruin people's races and stuff. And then, after like hundreds of hours of it, you're like, oh god, people are terrible at this. I'm not going to ruin it any more than anyone else. I used to feel that way about FPS games as well, though. When I first used to play Dev Defeat online, I was like, oh, I'm in a war! When I was like, I must have been like 14 or something. I'd be like, oh god, I've got to get a good score! If I'm not at the top of the scoreboard, that's embarrassing. You take stuff a lot seriously when you're younger. When you're older, you just stop caring about everything. And then you fly a plane into a hillside. You got to be careful. Yeah, I think it's... Yeah, like you say, it's mostly people trolling you makes you go, oh, there's no... Like, Yeah, so when I've done like influencer races, or you know, if I'm doing something where there's some people are trying to win, there's other people in the race and there's prize money, that makes me feel awkward or tense, because I don't want to ruin someone else's chance of them winning something. so I'm like, oh shit, you know, I really don't want to be the dick. But in your average public race, you know, it's just chilled out. Oh, I said, seriously, how do you get force feedback working? I have a Wingman Force 3D stick. Okay, I don't know. It should work, as far as I understand. So, unfortunately, I don't have any... Well, I might do, actually. I was going to say, I don't have any... I have a contact with someone at Microsoft, but I don't have a contact with anyone at Asobo who develops this. I could... I'll send them an email and ask them, and see if I can get an answer out of them. It's on... I don't know if they will answer, because they... As you guys know, when there's something involving like giant companies and big publishers and things, everything goes through like 300 people before anyone can answer anything. But I'll definitely see if I can find an answer to that, because I would like to know as well. Because it's weird that it works with this. This thinks it's Microsoft Flight Sim X, which leads me to think it should work with other force feedback joysticks. Yeah, so this just gets the telemetry basically. Oh, so maybe... Okay, I think what it is, you would, to get it to work with a with a Sidewinder joystick, you probably need to find some way of having telemetry-driven force feedback. If that makes sense. So the reason it's probably not working is that the direct force feedback, like this sort of the direct play, I think it's called. I'm not sure what it's called. But, you know, it's the force feedback that all the most driving games use. That probably doesn't work. But the telemetry out from the game, which joysticks like this Brunner use, and historically that's how they like motion platforms generate their force feedback. That works. So there might be an emulator software that can take that telemetry data and make it then work with the old force feedback joysticks, but there's no reason why they would abandon the direct input, I think it's called. I don't know if it's direct input, direct play, direct something or other. It's part of the DirectX library of interface stuff. I'm using the Brunner CLSE force feedback yoke. It's kind of like a semi-professional solution, so it's not cheap. It's ridiculous. Direct input, that's it. I knew it was a direct something or other. So the reason why some of the pro solutions don't use direct input is because the pro solutions often like to offload the force feedback onto different systems, or they send it over a network, or they use different components of the telemetry for different types of force feedback, and it means they can manipulate it, you know, more precisely. And as I say, it's used for motion rigs and all sorts of things. Is this Star Wars Squadrons? Fire lasers. Pew pew. Yeah, it's a shame there aren't cheaper ones. Hopefully so there was a patent troll on force feedback joysticks, which is why there hasn't been a force feedback joystick for 10 or so years, supposedly. That's the going theory. But now, with it being the patent that was put down, and I think patents run out typically after a decade or so. Now we should be that it could, in theory, companies could come out with force feedback joysticks. But the thing is, the market demand might not be there, because a lot of flight simmers are brain dead and don't appreciate force feedback. So. You know, and from a manufacturer's perspective, if they can sell a non-force feedback joystick for the same price as a force feedback joystick, then they, you know, why make a product that costs more to manufacture with less profit? Now, I think you can emulate direct input through VJoy, so maybe look into that. I'm sure there is a VJoy direct input emulation thing, but I don't know if that would make it work. Thank you, Josh, the YouTuber, for subscribing. What did I learn from YouTube about flying equipment? Real flying Just different, like how the altimeters work, or the different gimbals for the artificial horizon, and the alpito tubes operate, and we've just loaded in a bunch of multiplayer. How some of the like, not on new aircraft, they use like accelerometer, chip-based accelerometers and gyrometers and gyroscopes on new aircraft, but on old aircraft, the mechanical virtual horizon and what's it called for roll? I forgot what that thing's called, but some of them work through a vacuum to keep the gyro running. Some of them work using an electric motor, and typically you have like one that uses the vacuum, one uses the motor for redundancy. As you can tell, I've totally memorised it all. Yeah, it's called yaw, but I don't know what the actual gauge is called. Is what I'm saying. Where is Oslo then? If I'm up here, Oslo should be more to the south. How many Newton meter torque? 5, 4.7, I believe. To be honest, I mean, I would like this to have another 3 Newton meters would be ideal, because I think another 3 Newton meters would make it, with this size joystick, which the A10 Warthog joystick, would basically make it, I think, feel a little bit more realistic. They do stronger torque joysticks on the website. Spinometer, compass. Well, that's another interesting thing, how the old pathfinding was done in aircraft using the radio beacons, and how that works with timing, and yeah, I can't explain it all, but it's very interesting how it works. Watch videos on it. I don't play Elite. I don't really. I enjoyed playing Elite when it first came out with the VR headset for the experience of it, but I don't enjoy the gameplay in it. I find it a bit monotonous and shallow. Turn and slip indicator, yeah. You need to pick some things up. Well, we're gonna. So the airport that we were gonna land at is in front of us, but I'm gonna fly towards Oslo, which should be south of here. I should probably turn the the pilot names off. I don't know what the shortcut is to do that. Whoa! Can you do it on here? I've got everything on there. I need to bind a button for it. Well, we'll leave them on for now. They can ruin the view. Yeah, we've got... Ladies and gentlemen, this is your pilot speaking. We are now commencing the 3rd tea service. We are serving... we've got 2 tea bags of Yorkshire tea left. We have 10 tons of Twinings breakfast tea. We still have some sponge cake and some dark chocolate cake. We have some bottles of fine Portuguese wine. We have some Belgian beer, some left beer as well. So if you would like to have some beer instead of a cup of tea, bearing in mind it is quite cold in Norway, so you might want some drink to keep you warm. Despite the fact that that will increase the chance of you getting hypothermia, at least if you do die of hypothermia, it will be a more comfortable death, so you might as well get drunk. And yes, we do have a selection of duty-free items. We do indeed have crackers. And thanks to Chili Dog. Chili Dog just bought a round of left beer for everyone on the plane. All put your hands together for Sir Chili Dog. That's very generous of him. We'll be serving the left beer in chilled, authentic left glasses that look like a thermometer with the top cut off. I'll be sure to fly nice and stable so that you don't spill your beer. It's just being distributed now. you'll notice there's nice condensation on the cold glasses and a little 3 mil or so of head on the beer, and our beautiful Ukrainian supermodel will be handing that out. We also have some crinkle cut crisps to go with your beer, again courtesy of Chili Dog for providing the beer and crisps. And because this is a Gamermuscle Airway and we like to do things premium, we will be also serving some premium rare sliced bits of steak to go with your crisps and cooled glass left beer. I'm bloody hungry now. Some steak, rare steak, left beer, and some crisps. Oh my god. Thinly sliced rare steak. Obesity, here we come. No fish on this aircraft, it smells too strong for flying. Where is Oslo then? Hang on. With Oslo Airport, look, we found this out. Pro tip here, look. No, nearest airport list. There we go, look. Well, shit, did not mean to click on that. No! These are the airports. Ski airfield? That sounds cool.
What is the motive behind this? Necessity. Necessity for money. I'm not supplying money for necessities.
Don't forget to send me the bill, GM Airways throwing kisses.
Thank you, Chili Dog. Oh man, thanks for subscribing, Kyle. Pomfrey. I was just getting confused here by. It doesn't seem to have actually selected it on the flight path on the display. On my GPS, it's not added it. I wanted to land at Ski Airport. Oh well, I'm still flying. We've flown past Oslo Airport. I thought Oslo Airport was... we should be flying over Oslo. I'm pretty sure Oslo should be in front of us. Oh shit, didn't loop the loop. When you click off the screen, it pulls the aircraft straight up. Slight error. Right, that should be Oslo on the left, I believe. And I have stick it in reverse. They do have reverse thrusters on planes. I have been to Oslo in real life, so I should recognise it. I really want to fly over the ski slopes just outside of Oslo. Yeah, I seem to remember it taking about 45 minutes to an hour in a bus from the airport to Oslo bus station. So I know it's not in the city centre, but this looks like Oslo. Yeah, you get coffee on the French airlines. Well, no, she serves bloody tomato. I don't know what that's about. That's what my airlines... I mean, the tickets cost more, but we serve beef and beer, so... Who do you want to fly with? The airline that gives you tomato juice or the airline that gives you beef and beer? Let's be real here. I mean... What's that about? I like the French. I like France. Well, France is a better country than the UK, for sure. You know, Asterix is amazing. So I like that. French, south of France, wine, great. But tomato on aeroplanes, what's that about? Some parts of French culture just don't, you know... I mean, to be fair, that most of British culture makes no sense, but some parts of French culture are just utterly bamboozling. Right, is that Oslo or am I being mental? Is Oslo further down? It's a football pitch there. Hello, Antoine. How's it going, man? I haven't seen you in a race for ages. We have to do some racing soon. There should be, like, the bit where it goes into the fjord. I should recognise it because there's a museum. There's a really cool battlement and World War II museum near the port area in Oslo. So that should be recognisable. That might be it. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It all looks very similar around here. I think that might be it. I think we might be over Oslo. That would make sense. Because the museum would be on that circular bit. It's a shame this isn't photo scanned. So, well, there should be the relatively big train station in the middle. And then if I follow the train station out... Yeah, I think this is right. You follow the train station out, it should go to the hills where the ski slopes are. So, yeah, it definitely does. It's a shame it's not photogrammetry because then it'd be even more obvious. But yeah, Oslo. I would totally live in Oslo over... Oh, yeah, I recognise it. So that's where the like palace is. And there's a really nice street, yeah. I stayed in a hotel just there. One in the middle. There you go. I recognise the Oslo. And I had a pee just over there. And it froze as soon as it touched the floor. Something I'd never experienced before. And also, I don't think you meant to pee outside in Oslo, but I couldn't read any of the signs, and I really needed to go. That's probably like massively illegal to do that in Norway, but I needed to go, and I couldn't tell where the toilets were because I don't speak Norwegian. And it was bloody cold. Choice was to follow the rules or die of hypothermia. So, Here we go. Let's follow the train line out. So there's this is really awesome in real life. It kind of weaves through housing areas. Yeah, Oslo's really nice as a city. As far as cities go, 10 out of 10. Oh, you didn't... Oh, fair enough. No VR racing in summer. So I think the nicest places to live in Oslo are just as you get further out. But, you'd have to go far to get, like, really nice countryside areas. Okay, I'm going to land at ENKJ. Tulat versus... It wasn't necessarily that sign. It's actually finding the signs to it. Public Tulet. Yeah, I've never... Norwegians are always super friendly that I've met. I think most people are super friendly, to be honest. The rock... Here we go. It is not WDP. Oh my god, we're being cloud attack. I just want to fly around the ski slope that's around here because I kind of want to see where it is. A little bit of turbulence. How's the front end feel? Not much front end feel in an aircraft, unfortunately. Where's the ski? Oh, hang on. That looks like that might be the ski slope. It's hard to tell. Ski slopes look different in summer. I'll find a ski lift. I think that might be it. Looks right. It's not a big ski slope. CSLE is the model. I don't know, I think that might be it there. Seems to be in the right location, not that far out of out of Oslo. It's a shame it's not photogrammetry, so you got, you know. It looks right though. Could be wrong. Anyway, let's land. No. Norwegian authorities apologised after media reported the tourists didn't find a place to pee. Well, I found a place to pee, it just wasn't where you were meant to. Yeah, there's definitely a quarry there on the side, but I seem to remember that there also that might have actually been there. Oh, I don't know. This was a long time ago. Okay, so the airport that we're landing at is just in front of us here. Yeah, I highly recommend going to Oslo. I think I said like 4 times now. Really, really nice place. Really good place to go. Oh, look at that. Now the cloud has been reflected off the water there. Really good to go for like a romantic getaway, that kind of thing. Bloody expensive though. Very expensive. Oh, the hotel's not necessarily expensive, but food, drink, very expensive. Very, very expensive. Like £2, £3 for a Mars bar expensive. Where's this runway? Should be at the end of the river. We're more to our left. This game must ask me out on a date. Depends how rich you are. Everyone's got a price. I think a lot of places that have a lot of snow that melts, they end up, you know, they end up with all these like little tributaries and rivers and everything because of all the meltwater. There you go. It's a tiny, tiny airfield there. We'll be lucky if that's even got pappies on it. I mean, it's got nothing on that. Go for it. Go for a nice smooth landing here. Flaps down, speed down.
Landing gear. Landing gear. Landing gear.
Preemptive landing gear down. Landing gear ripped off the plane. Whoa, look at the lift. It's really awesome when you put flaps down. The plane just like goes... It's amazing how much lift you get with flaps down. It always... Well, it depends on the plane. Saying that, the bigger the plane, the more the flaps seem to have an effect. Hey, Waldo. You definitely notice on the force feedback with because we're flying a lot slower. We're actually approaching stall speed, and when you've got the flaps down, the plane gets way more mushy. The input gets a lot more mushy. Yeah, flight sim, it's great. Super chill. I am way too high. Where should we go to after this flight? I feel like maybe flying over some photogrammetry. I've not got anything lined up, Josh. It would be nice. It would be nice. How about you, Will? Have you got any? Have you blagged a graphics card? Fair dinkum. Good day, MSI. I'm in Australia, and I'd like to review a graphics card for my neighbours. Can I need a barbecue? My Australian accent needs a bit of work here. Struth, I need some frames. You'll buy it, yeah. I bought a 2080 Ti, so I don't know. I don't know if I can really. I mean, after buying this joystick, I don't really. I need to save. Economic collapse and everything, you know. It's got to be way more careful. Here we go. Yeah, the 3080 could be a really good purchase for most people. If you don't have a 20 series graphics card. The thing is, I really want to see the benchmarks from in games that, you know, Flight Sim, ACC, you know, I want to see benchmarks in games I actually play. That's all that matters. You always get these benchmarks in games that no one, like, games that already run at like 100 FPS. It's like, well, who cares? It's already running fine. Benchmark in CSGO. What's this guy? Whoa, where's he? Okay, fair enough. Oh, let's actually line up here. This is the worst approach vector in the history. Yeah, it seems like the 3090 is meant to be more meant to be like a Titan. Oh, look at the cars glimmering through the engine. It's cool. I'm still coming in too hot. Let's turn around again. Bloody hell, they're driving fast in Norway. Look at them go around that roundabout. They're travelling at like... Yeah, the national speed limit in Norway is actually 180 miles per hour. Turbo driving. They're also driving on both sides of the road and over the top of each other. Here we go. This is the most inefficient landing in the history of landings here, but oh well. There we go. That's more of a standard approach. Get their speed. Whoa, we're flopping. A lot of buildings on the approach here. I don't know what the approach speed for this aircraft is meant to be. Like, normally... this aircraft falls out of the sky like a brick. I think you need to keep it about 90. Also, it has huge delay. Let's try and land on the second dot. Well, you know where all the tire marks are. Whoa, we missed it. I missed it a little bit. It wasn't terrible though. I think I was about 10 meters too long. But it was a smooth landing. Let's taxi to the terminal. Got the headlights on here. Heel and toe. Yeah, no one spilt their beer. That's the main priority. Oh, look at this. We've got a rotation point. That's cool. I think this might be an army base. We could just park up here. The Spiral of Doom. Perfect. Look at that. So I think I might fly over somewhere in America. I need to get another cup of coffee. I want to fly over some of the photogrammetry terrain. My angry girlfriend. my virtual girlfriend's very angry for some reason. I don't know why. I don't know where the off switch is in this aircraft. Normally they're down here.
Oral warning, okay.
I don't really fly this plane that much. I wonder if we can lift the landing gear whilst we're on the ground. See what happens. Will it let us? Normally planes have like a protection on them that they've got like, you know, they can feel that there's load on the wheels, so it shouldn't let you. No, it won't let you. Let's go to Vegas, LA. We could do. We didn't have the airflow set correctly. Flight ruined. Where's the off switch in this aircraft? Is it all done on a... top middle? That's still the autopilot stuff is there. Some of them are done on a screen. Ceiling's normally for lights. Oh, yeah. Top middle panel. Move down crash bar. Ah, so you can make sure everything's turned off if you're having an accident. The plane's not turning off though for some reason. Throttle cut off in center. I've turned everything off, but the engine's still running. Whoa, reversing. Fuel tank selector. We can. There we go. This is probably the worst way to turn an aircraft off. We've now flooded it. Oh, it's still going. Look at the joystick wobbling as the engine. Ah, there we go. That is... that is not how you turn a plane off, guys. Oh, okay. We have this. How do you move it into that? Ah. That's cool. I'm learning about planes here. I don't know this. I really don't fly this aircraft. I need to swat up on it. Right. I'm going to get a cup of coffee and we'll fly. Where should we fly? Off is off. Yeah, well, you know, it's not on fire. That's always a positive. Malak Rosat, which sticks are you using now? I'm using the Brunner CLSE joystick. Fly from Vegas. Well, there's not much to see on Area 51, so it's not particularly, you know. They do have the airfield in this. Oh no, it's night time in the States. Change that. There you go. CLSE with the A10 Warthog grip. Hang on, that's hang on. I was looking at Russia there. I mistaked. Slight error. There we go. I was getting confused between Russia and America. You know, easy mistake to make. Only different continents. Right. I did do the bush flights. Yeah. Look at this. Should we fly from Los Angeles to... You think the military tells the president everything? Come on. If I was the American military, I would not tell the president anything. I'd be like, right. LA's got photogrammetry, yeah. What's this? This is like a star airfield. So let's go for that one. Lots of people are taking off from there. UPS 2401. Postage delivery inbound. Hello, Peter Holt. How's it going, man? I've flown to San Francisco already. San Francisco's a little bit dull to fly over, to be honest. It's not vibrating, Jash. It's like a force feedback wheel. All right, not boosted. Yeah, get this on Game Pass, man, and then you can see what you think of it. Could fly to San Diego. Yeah, well, Groom Lake's quite nice, and the long runway's cool for landing experimental aircraft, and the mountains around it all right, but everything else, I don't know if it's photogrammetry and you could see all the holes from the bomb test. That'd be cool. Where's Laguna Seca located? Isn't that somewhere around here? I'm tempted to go for this Sedona airport because it's like a star airport. What's it called? What's the Laguna Seca airport called? And then we can type it in. What? That's not where we wanted to go. Ah, okay. We could find Laguna Seca here. "30 miles east of Los Angeles is Laguna Seca. We need a satellite here. That would help. Monterey Regional Airport. That's not coming up with anything. I missed an E, that's why. It's quite down here. That's by the coast. This always happens. When I ask chat, I'm getting my phone. When I ask chat, where's the racetrack? People are like, oh, it's near this airport, and it turns out that it's like 300 miles in the opposite direction. Jeez, if you guys were a sat nav, people would be driving off the cliffs of Dover by accident. Okay. Right. I'm on my phone here. I'm finding out where it is. I'm going to get a cup of coffee as well. You need a toilet break because the aircraft we're taking probably doesn't have toilets unless you want to put your willy out the window, which is very dangerous. I mean, it might get ripped off or freeze off, or a combination of the two. You've just typed that in Google Maps, haven't you? You've just... Hi guys, I'm Sean Cole, and today I'm at Laguna Seca. We're gonna be flying. Oh right, it's actually right next to the coast. I thought it was, I didn't realise it was so close to the coast. I thought it was more, I didn't realise it was so close to San Francisco either. Wow, totally mind blown. I thought it was in the middle of the country. Right, well, we're flying up north. So, north from Los Angeles up the coast, and we'll be able to see it. Simple. You could have just bloody said, Jesus Christ, if you guys never flown a plane before, look, You can just, like, from a plane, the easiest things to see are lakes, well, the ocean, lakes, motorways, and F-off mountains. So if you, like, follow the ocean north of Los Angeles and you'll see it, that's all the instructions you need. You don't need, like, it's 4.2 meters to the north-southwest of the Bargerbone Bridge, located by the sediment change. The worst plane pilot instructions ever. God damn! How many of you in chat are pilots? I'm filing a complaint with the aviation authority for you guys giving terrible instructions. Are any of you guys married? Your wives are going to give you like a shout down if you try and give them directions like this. Trust me, next time, the Ashby connection. The Ashby connection. Sounds like some really bad budget heist movie. The Ashby connection. They wanted to rob a bank. Can these people that grew up in the same town achieve the impossible? No. Right, I'm getting a cup of tea. I'll be back. Well, I'm getting a coffee and a bag of rice because that's sustenance. And then we're going flying. So back in a minute, guys. I'll leave you with some nice calming music to prepare you for the flight. Oh, Will's still way past his bedtime. He's, don't you have a kid, Will? You're setting a bad example. Well, children are going to have bad sleep problems like you and me. Have you got a kid? Can't remember. All the YouTubers seem to be popping out kids. Oh, 2 kids and a puppet. That's even worse. We don't need any more Australians, to be honest. You should be locked up. More people speaking incorrect English. Terrible. What's the genre that it's piano? Converting it into opera. I think it's better just as piano, to be honest. Right. Let's get flying then, guys. We need to pick a plane here. It's not that far. my ears. What? You don't have an ear anymore? Could do it in a loop-de-loop plane, but they're not very fast. We might go in a passenger jet, but then it's too quick. Oh god. Let's take a little jet, and then we can swap plane if we have to fly around the track. There we go. Perfect. So, yeah, it is basically here. What? Why has it done that? Did I click the wrong thing here like an idiot? There we go. Do a twin turbo. Yeah, the thing is, twin turbo is not any faster than that other turbo. I like this little jet. Are there no Mustangs? No, no Warbirds. Only like passenger planes. Try and land on the bridge. How's it going, James Andrew? It just occurred to me, James Andrew, that you have 2 first names. I think it's very confusing when people have 2 first names. Do you know what I mean? Like, surely one name's just enough. And surely a surname shouldn't be a first name. It's like when people are called like Andrew David or Dave Allen. Do you know what I mean? Some names like Smith is a surname. Craig David. I haven't played DCS recently. It is good though. I just haven't played it recently. Well, he's called Dave Cameron, isn't he? But you had to shorten his name to Cam so that it was both a pun and also so he wasn't mistaken for the idiot Prime Minister that totally effed up the UK. You know. Bow selector. Do you want to touch our Kez? Proper bow, I tell thee. You have to fill the form in again. Well, it's your fault for being... Your parents' fault for giving you a first name. I mean, also, James is a completely useless name. James is the Western equivalent of Mohammed. It's like literally pointless because everyone's called bloody James. So it's like, well, what, you know? Oh, look at that Airbus taking off. Can I get a rewind? Ah, piss me sane. Look at this. We're on the runway. Everything's flashing at us. That's not good. What's all this for? Flaps? No. Hello. Should be the parking brake, I guess, is probably... Yeah, parking brake's on. Unfortunately, I don't know where... Oh, hang on. It's behind the yoke, I think. Yeah, look. So that's that. I've got planes taking... This is a busy airport. Got... Look at this. Huge passenger jet. What kind of airport? This is not controlled airspace. Oh, it's gone. Oh, a plane over there is crashing. Yeah, well, this isn't instant rice. This is Mediterranean-style grains, and then what I do is I've got I've put mackerel in it, tinned mackerel. So for instant lazy food, they're really good. And from what I can understand, from my research, other than the fact that it's in plastic, so it's probably giving me cancer. Other than that, there's no reason why it's bad. Like. There's no, it's not particularly fatty, it's not particularly sugary, it's not particularly salty. Most, like, instant food is too salty. There's no, like, specific ingredients. You know, it's like beluga wheat, wheat berries, haricot beans, tomato. So there's no reason why it's actually bad. I think I might have stumbled across the ultimate... This with a bit of fish in it is like the ultimate lazy food that's not technically unhealthy. I mean, it probably is, but... As I say, ingredients. 36% cooked beluga wheat. There's an aircraft about to drive into me. 18% cooked wheat berries. 17% haricot beans. 13% sunblush tomato concentrate, sunflower oil, salt, dried oregano, sugar, dried garlic, 6% black olives, olive oils, and sun-dried tomatoes. It's you know, I mean, it will have been for it to be. I assume it will have been pasteurised, hence why it never goes off. So you'd probably lose the vitamin content, some vitamin C and stuff, but there's nothing particularly wrong with it. Which is surprising. Normally, ready meals have a load of salt in them. It doesn't even have MSG in it, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's a surprise, so it's normally in everything. Yeah. It's mostly not beans, though, as well. That's what's weird. It'd be better with more beans. And beans are cheap, so yeah. Right. Let's go. Full afterburners. We rolling. Joystick's wobbling. We need to go right. Turn right at the ocean. Whoa, Jesus Christ. It's mostly fibre. Whoa, look at that. I rotated too soon, but oh well. It's all good. Power off a little bit. This runway's a bit crowded. Yeah, I mean, I've not seen any evidence that MSG is actually bad. I mean, oh, Jesus Christ, overspeed. Jet engines are mental. One thing with jet engines is they keep gaining speed. Yeah, that basically what happened with MSG was there was this whole there was this one person basically claimed that they had allergic reactions to it and stuff, which was not actually the case, or that there was no way to pinpoint it to MSG. And this was like 5 or 6 years ago. This happened, maybe even a decade ago. It wasn't actually based on any science. Bloody hell! I'm at like no throttle here. We're totally caning it. But is she actually certain it's MSG that she's allergic to? Like, have you isolated it and have you actually tested for it properly to know for sure? Oh, here's Jeff going on about his trainer Jeff. Yeah, but look at you, Jeff. You could like fold yourself into a basket. I don't want to be able to do that. I'm happy being inflexible and half broken all the time. Right. Alright, fair enough. Well, you know, some people are allergic to certain things, but I'm just saying, from the studies I've seen, there's nothing to indicate that it's... I mean, my thing with MSG, I would say, is it's like, why are you having to put a flavour enhancer in something? Surely you'd be better to actually just make food taste nice without using some, like, specific flavour enhancer. That would be the question to ask. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's inherently bad. And maybe if someone was using MSG instead of salt, it might actually be better for them. Or if they were using MSG instead of sugar, it might be better, you know. So there's so many variables with diet and food and what's good and what's bad. Well, that seems like a entirely reasonable and logical position to take, Tyrant Worm. To be fair, I think flying's miraculous. I don't believe it. I mean, flying's obviously fake, isn't it? I mean, look at this. It's not real. I want to eat my rice, but I can't trim my aircraft. All the passengers are like, why are we going up and down? I'm eating my rice. That's a bit of a naturalistic fallacy, though, Jeff. What about fresh food that's been contaminated with I don't know, fresh food with salmonella, fresh food with botulism? Yeah, generally though, I think eating fresh stuff's probably better. It would seem to me reasonable eating a diet that humans evolved with, i.e. berries, nuts, vegetables, fish, you know, it would seem likely that that's probably going to be conducive to a relatively healthy lifestyle. But, you know, mind you, before you know it, you catch bloody COVID and your lungs don't work, so might as well just get fat and enjoy it. Right. Just have Five Guys burgers every day, sorted. There we go. You've got Jeff talking about food here. Don't get him off on one, guys. He's worse than me. Oh, hang on. Where are we? Oh, okay, we're good. This is a nice terrain round here. MSG is found naturally in some foods. Are you sure that's just not... Actually, yeah. I don't know. I'm so... last time I looked into this was like over 5 years ago. Look at these holiday homes down here. Am I? No, because it's before we took off from... It's round the corner. It's round the corner. You should be able to see San Francisco, and then Laguna should be on the hill somewhere, I believe. It's a force feedback joystick, Bobby Hertz. Go and Google Brunner, or type Brunner unboxing, and you'll see my video. And you can get to the beginning of the stream. Eating grains is bad. It's a mixed diet. Seems to be normally a case of having a mix of diet and just not eating too many calories for what you consume. The biggest negative of grains that I'm aware of that's like very scientifically studied is the effect it's had on teeth. Of course, you know, a lot of people starved to death in various cultures where they didn't have good farming and they didn't necessarily have grains. So even like maybe when you've got an abundance of food, grains are bad. But in a situation of possible starving to death, then grains are really fantastic. So it's all a balance, isn't it, really? Right, I think we might have... It might be underneath us. I've got my landing gear down. I was wondering why the plane was a bit... Look at that. Right, I think it actually is under us. I think we did actually just fly over it. Hang on a minute. Right. Turn around. Every now and then I get a little bit. Totally flew over the track. I think we did fly over it. Oh no! No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, we haven't. Don't worry, ladies and gentlemen. No, no, we're good. We're good. It's the next mountain range. We're good. It's the next mountain range. My mistake. God, these mountain ranges all look the bloody same from the air. So we are flying over Merino Bay or something? No, Lampok. The hell is Lampok? That's what we're flying over. Oh, I'm doing it like a proper pilot. I've got my phone on my knee. They do that. They put a tablet on the knee and then they can put the map on that. It's a really convenient place to have the map. Next mountain range, guys. Oh, look at that. Pebble Beach. Oh, I really feel like doing some golf. I really feel like playing some mini golf, actually. I haven't played mini golf for a long time. There we go. There's the next mountain range. That looks quite nice. The American streets are so grid-like. It's really weird. Apart from Milton Keynes, British streets are all over the place. We're going to Laguna Seca. So what's that? Is that like another airfield down there? Yeah. Disc golf. Yeah, there's not that many disc golf places in the UK, but that does seem like a good... For people that don't enjoy innately walking, and if you wanted to make it into more of a social thing, disc golf's quite a nice idea, I think. I'm happy just walking places. I like a good walk. When do you think Microsoft Flight Simulator will be released on Xbox? Didn't they announce a date already? I don't think it'll be that long. Because well, the new Xboxes, they'll probably launch it on the new Xboxes. To be honest, it's quite a heavy. Whoa! The bloody hell's that? Who's Slayer? Why have we got a 747 doing 360 no scopes around us? Oh dear. What is that about? The passengers on that plane are all vomiting all over themselves. He's flying to the moon, literally. Oh, he's gone. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh Jesus Christ. He's stalling a 747. What is this? Okay, he's going to fly right into us. Oh, here he comes again. He's coming back for another pass. He feels like he's playing DCS in a passenger jet. Here he comes. I don't know what server I'm on. Oh dear. Oh, he's not going to make that, surely. He's not making that. He might have... Oh, there he goes. Bounces off the sea. He's got damage turned off. He's in the water. Goodbye. Don't know what kind of flying he's doing, but it's certainly not safe flying. Rip. He misjudged the altitude for a loop in a 747. Easy mistake to make. Look at this. Second mountain range. So, I think it's a bit up here. Yeah. Oh no, we've got a bit to go. And when the coast turns in, that's when, at the beginning of that, that's when we should see the track. I think it's a different mountain range. I'm going by the shape of the coast. Looks great. Looks the same to me. Yeah, you got to watch out. They camouflage these mountain ranges. That's how they get you. Look at the motorway that goes all that. That's a bit of a shame. If you wanted to go to the beach and you're like, oh, I have a nice time at the beach, but you can't because there's a sodding huge motorway. It's America for you. What is that? It's a random little island there. It's weird. Hello, Thomas. How's it going, man? It's weird how... yeah, I think you're right, Angus. It's weird how in America you do have these, like, chonking mountain ranges, which you don't really have in the UK. Well, if you live near Scotland, you do. But if you live in most of UK, you don't really see big mountains. Hello, Johnny Cage. Alcatraz is much further north. A lot of places to turn out. Do you get good waves down here? I'd imagine you would do. You get massive waves near San Francisco. Is it called Jaws? The huge wave surf location near San Francisco. No, but if you enjoy looking at like terrain and just chilling out and maps and geography and weather and stuff, then yeah. Ooh, we're overspeeding again. Jatizap, if you want the extra aircraft and the feature airports, then it's worth getting. But to be honest, for most people, no, not really. The basic aircraft are fine. You know, the bulk of what you get in the basic game is the bulk of the game, like the terrain and the weather and the... You can always add on stuff to it separately, and there'll be mods and things. So, from a casual perspective, you're better off not bother just getting the basic version, to be honest. Sorry, Microsoft. Yeah, you totally need to spend as much money as possible. You know, they spoil me, and I'm not shilling it enough. Mavericks. Is that near San Francisco? Yeah, the only reason to get the deluxe thing would be mostly for the other jets, and maybe there's that other bush plane. But the one that's included does the job. So it's probably also worth waiting. I know I did see it on Reddit, Thomas. I've not tried it out. It's probably worth waiting until there's a helicopter DLC or glider DLC. And then they'll probably do a sale or something. Wilder, yeah. I mean, the thing is though, the airports are like, you know, it's like it's like, you know, you're only at the airport whilst you're on the ground, and the basic airports are generally okay. Like your casual player's not going to notice the difference between a basic airport and a proper airport. A lot of casual players don't even bother with full taxiing and everything, you know. Now, if you're into the whole process of taxiing and you want to fly from detailed airport to detailed airport, then sure, the deluxe thing makes a difference, because the detailed airports, if you were to buy them standalone, would, you know, be really expensive. But if you're flying from random place to random place, you really wouldn't notice, because you're hardly seeing those airports. Right, it's on, I think it's on the right in a bit. I think I might have actually gone past it. Have I gone past it? Oh, no. Did I go past it? Oh, shit. Guys, I might have flown past it. Ah, that's San Francisco River, isn't it? Coming up. Is it? I haven't flown over San Francisco. Where's this river? I can't see this on here. Just looking at my map. Find the river. Where's the river? Well, they call it is it San Francisco Bay or something? It is technically a river. I guess it's more of like a tidal. What is this? I'm really confused as to what I'm flying over here. Either we're not there yet. Or we're well past it. I know that's a lake I'm looking at. Well, I do now. It has like rivers coming out of it. Oh no, hang on, hang on. No, I think we're okay. I think we're okay. No, we're good. Track should be in front of us. Yeah, okay, you guys, we always get people in chat that think we've already flown over it when we haven't. We ain't flown over it, mate. Probably should be. There's like a nook into the land, and then that's where the track is, where it nooks in. Okay, right, don't cut over crest. I need to change for like a bush aircraft. Where am I? The feature. Yeah, it'd be nice if they had like a Bing satellite map integrated into this, because that would really help. Hey JK, yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Better with slower aircraft. Jet aircraft are flying so fast, it's just like a spring really, with a bit of turbulence added in. But with slower aircraft, it's awesome. We should. That might be the track over there, you know. No, it's still too soon. Yeah, the problem is the GPS in the cockpit. I've got it on. It's just it doesn't show ground details like satellite. It's like a cartoony GPS. Yeah, I've seen those. I used to use that with X-Plane 11, where it uses Google Maps. You set in the output and it links it up. It's a totally separate thing. It's really cool. But yeah, that's a lot easier to use. So we're going to get the situation where there's a cloud right over the track. We might have to land on the motorway here. So you see where the land dips in there. Track should be basically where the camera's pointing here. In a gap of it should be over here on the right somewhere. Just land and walk there. It should stand out. I mean, it's not small. There we go. You can see the water, the sea go in there. It should be just. We should fly over it in about 2 minutes. Exciting, guys. Go west. Oh, the music stopped. Oh well. Yeah, let's get under the clouds. That's a good idea. Falling through the sky. Clouds are quite low. Should be over this hill, I think. Hey, Johnny L. I can't see nothing. Who put this fog in the air? It's ridiculous. Right. Where's the track hidden? Who's hidden this racetrack? I spy with my little eyes something beginning with the letter tree. There's nothing else. Should be here. It should be here. Someone's bloody hidden it. And more to the left. Should be here somewhere. How do you hide a bloody racetrack? Oh, hang on. No, we might have been premature into our location. No, it definitely should be here. It should be definitely that, because that's the cove bit there. Should be underneath us. I've been tricked. We're being Laguna scammed. Maybe we get more altitude, it'll be more obvious. Forget Laguna Seca, this is Laguna Invisible. Afterburner up. The climb rate of this. Like a rocket. Maybe it's the next bit. The climb on this aircraft, absolute beast. Well, it's definitely not down there. Must be the next bit along. Yeah, I've got a map on, but it's annoying to go to. So. Oh, hang on. I might be like 200 miles. Might be a few hundred miles off. Yeah, I was a bit premature, guys. I think I'm like 300 miles off. Oh no. Yeah, I'm like 300 miles off. Ignore that. We've got a little bit more to go. I thought I was in a fast jet plane. It's not that fast. Oh dear. Yeah, we got a bit to go here. Overspeed. Yeah, I'm like 100 miles south of it. It all looks the same from the air. These hills, guys, these American hills. Yeah, they're really deceptive. The live weather doesn't calculate real storms, lightning flashes. With the game flashes, it just, you know, it's not that accurate. It just calculates where it's cloudy. There you go. We can, if we get a higher altitude, we can fly faster. We'll get there quicker. Huge area. I just wanted to really show you guys those hills because they're really nice hills. You know, I'm really passionate about those hills. Really nice to see the countryside. Hello, Chris Leg. I think we can hold this in like a bit of overspeed. Here we go. Overspeed. Yeah, I know. I know I'm overspeed. No, I'm doing it on purpose. Normally there's an alarm button. I guess maybe you can't turn the overspeed alarm off. Shut up, Jim. Oh, it lets you overspeed by like 10 knots. That's it. Yeah, I'd say about 10 minutes away. Yeah, it's a bit better. We're getting there. I just thought we were travelling a lot faster. I thought I was in the SR-71 Blackbird again, where you blink and you've already flown over three countries. No, it's just some random river. It just looked very similar, you know. It's alright, the force feedback. It does its job. Do some formation flying in slow aircraft. It's nice, isn't it? Anyone want a picnic at the beach? Oh, guys! Ladies and gentlemen, we're now serving complimentary tea and biscuits on this Gamermuscle Airway flight. If you would like the superbly attractive Ukrainian supermodel to give you a cup of tea, please let her know, and she will pour you out the most beautiful cup of tea you've ever had in your life. We also have a choice of tea, biscuits, cake. We have everything on this. We have everything. There's also a selection of duty-free, as always. For those of you that are hungry and want tax-exempt food. We're just chilling out here. Yeah, we always have supermodel flight attendants. It just makes the flight more enjoyable. The plane's flopping around. Oh, maybe because we're at max. Are we at max altitude or something? The plane's flopping around here. What's going on? Oh no! The the pitot tube's frozen. Oh, it's the pitot heater. Ah, god damn it! Where's the pitot heater? It's somewhere down here. Ah, I've forgotten where it is on this aircraft. Ah, where is it? It's not at the top, is it? So oxygen. No, we don't have anything at the top on this one. No. I'm doing a barrel roll. Where's the bloody pitot heater? Then why do they do planes all the same? Oh, hang on, isn't it on the other side? Just to be annoying. There, no. Planes all have different layouts. They should all be the same. They'd be nice and easy to remember. Ah, there we go. There we go. Our gauges will start working again. There it is. Overspeed. There we go. There we go. That wasn't too hard. Takes a long time for it to defrost, surprisingly. How do you watch flight crash investigation document? I used to. I'm a bit bored of them now because they're kind of a bit repetitive. I used to, when I was younger, I used to watch them, yeah. I mean, they're good fun. I like the one where well, I say like, it was funny. not in reality, but the way they filmed it, where the pilot got sucked out the window and the guy was holding on to him and he's flapping on the side of the plane. In real life, it would have been horrific, but in the documentary, it was absolutely hilarious because just because the way they filmed it, like everything was the wrong scale. It just looked ridiculous. Why aeroplanes crash? There's a YouTuber that does like GA. He talks about all the little accidents and crash statistics and things. It's just really, yeah, it's just really dry, but it's quite fun. Here we go. We're about 10 minutes away, I think. Jed Zip, stupid question. Some newbie. Why is overspeed so dangerous? Because the faster you go, the thicker the air gets against the wing, the more air pressure there is, and basically you get to a point where it's too much pressure on the wings, and the wings can snap off. Like if you're going really, really fast and you turn, like if you stick your hand out of a car window and you tilt your hands, you feel the wind push against it. But you get to a point where if you're going fast enough and you did that, your arm will like fly off. Yeah, the plane falls apart basically. That's the short of it. And many pilots would generally consider the plane falling part not ideal flight. You know, suboptimal is probably the right word. Suboptimal flight. You are technically still flying once the plane's fallen apart until you hit the ground. So in that time period between the wings falling off and plummeting towards the ground, you know, it's a quick way down. Many pilots, not this one. It's a very efficient way of getting to the ground quickly, having the wings removed, though. Sticking your head out the sunroof going over 180. What car? What road car do people have that can go over 180? Actually, kilometres. 180 mile per hour is difficult in a road car, isn't it? I mean, like, what is a Formula 1 car? Like 250s, 260 miles per hour. You're not going to be able to stick your head anything above 120 miles per hour is going to make it very hard to stick your head out of a window. I can't think the fastest I've ever been in a car, like maybe on the Autobahn in Germany. Or someone drove me around in a Maserati down a UK motorway at night quickly. I can't remember what speed it was, but it was fast. Might have been faster than we went on the Autobahn, but I feel like maybe 140 or something. What was like a really high spec road car do? Like 140? 130? Isn't a Koenigsegg go up to 260 or something? Is that the fastest a road legal car can go? Yeah, I mean, I had air until I stuck my head out the sunroof of the Maserati at full speed down the M1. It was worth it. Yeah, so you definitely notice 100 after 120, I think, because the way it works with wind, air resistance, it gets exponentially thicker, I believe. It's not like a linear resistance, it's like exponential, I believe. I could be wrong with that. Could be totally wrong. But you notice with aircraft, when you get to about 100 knots, 120 knots, it's suddenly like, oh, you can then fly really easy. But under that, it's kind of mushy. That could just be to do with aircraft design more than the innate physics of fluid dynamics of air. Right. This looks better. This looks more like what I'd expect. Get more altitude here. Look at the acceleration. 124 in a Scotia Octavia. Nice. I got to 100 in a Peugeot once and the windows were falling off. It wasn't me driving. Yeah, you know you're in a real car when you have to hold the windows. When you have to hold the windows in place to stop them blowing out from the wind. Yeah, well, if drag is squared, then that means that air resistance is squared as well, which would make sense because most things like that, you know, like the inverse square law for, like, I believe for most things. I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe a physicist can chime in, but you know, like the distance from a sound source or a heat source, or, you know, whatever, it always, because the further away you go, it's square depreciation in the effect of the force. Maybe that doesn't apply to like microwaves and things though, but I think it applies to sound and heat. Well, it might depend on what type of heat. It's exponential too old, so that's what we're saying. Not that it's linear, that it's exponential. Right. Should be flying over it in a bit. But that's what I was saying. Once you get to like, once you get to like 100 miles per hour, it seems that's where cars really like really start to struggle, regardless of what car it is. Hello, Mark Black. Oh, I totally forgot. Your name made me think of black coffee and then coffee, and I was like, yeah, it's a good idea. Hello, Mohammed. I've got plenty of fuel. 1% of fuel in this aircraft will get you like 20 miles. I think there's quite a bit of reserve to it. I might be wrong about that though. Don't quote me on that. I keep feeling like I'm going faster than I am, so I slow down thinking I'm nearly there, but we're not. This is not a fighter jet. Like, this aircraft isn't actually that fast. I mean, it is pretty damn fast, but like compared to a fighter jet, it's not. And that prop plane we were flying earlier, that goes up to the same speeds as this almost, so it's weird. That's cheating, Aiden. You can't do that. Can someone Google how many miles per hour 288 knots is? I'm guessing it's something like 430 miles an hour or something. Maybe like 350 miles an hour. What's 300 knots to miles per hour? I think it's like 450. Someone Google it for me, please. I need the data. Super GT. Hello, viewers. Hello.
Hello viewers, Super GT here, and in this video I'm going to be flying around other aircraft. Oh no, I've got a penalty.
There you go, Super GT.
Super GT here. Hello viewers. Hello, viewers.
That's how he sounds in person. I'll be like, Stephen, you getting takeout today?
Yeah, I'm going to Five Guys. I'm going to have 10 double cheeseburgers to get through the evening of GT Sport playing. You know, I like my Five Guy burgers.
And yeah, that's how he sounds. He actually uses a voice. If I was to play Stephen's voice in real life, this is what he sounds like. With that's his voice in real life. But if you were to counteract it, I don't know where I'm going with this. Doesn't make any sense. We're near Laguna Seca. Let's drop this story. It's not going anywhere. What are you up to, Stephen? Who else is having Mark, Tom, Travis show flashbacks? It's way past your bedtime, Will. It should be, but Laguna Seca should be below us in a bit, he says for the 5th time in a row. Maybe like this next bit up. There we go. Let's see if we can spot it. We're over Laguna Seca. We're between Los Angeles and San Francisco. Ah, there we go. Laguna Seca. Right, yes. It is definitely... You see where the land goes in up there? Now my plane's going to be in the way. See where it juts in? It's over there. You're committed now. That's why you should never watch live streams. You just end up wasting your life watching them. What if I lied and we were actually flying over parts of China here and I totally fooled everyone? 7th life. San Andreas fault. Ah, I see what he did there. What a joke. That was a tectonic joke. It's a bit worrying that this aircraft has a piece of wire attaching the rear of the plane to the body there. It seems like a bit, you know, why would you have a wire? Oh, maybe that's the maybe it's an aerial. Then the other 2 bits are aerials. Oh, I don't know. The Citation by Cessna. Don't think I trust it. I wouldn't get one of these. I'd have the turboprop. Far more sexy. Oh, I think I can see it, guys. On the hill over there. I think that's it.
Hello, it's Chipmunk Captain here. The plane has been hijacked by hamsters. You're all gonna die because my hands can't reach the flight yoke. Chipmunk terrorists! Give me the peanuts!
Right, we're coming in here. There's the track. I'm pretty sure that's the track there. Gotta watch out for those chipmunk terrorists.
We might look small and innocent, but we will take over the world and we will kill all of you pesky humans!
I think that's it. I think that's it on the hill there. We're getting there. I mean, it might not be it, but that's in the right place, and it looks rather trackish from the air. Let's double check on my old map here. Oh yeah, that would make sense. Let's throttle down. Let's get some altitude off here. Glider in. We're going to land on the racetrack in our passenger jet. Why not? I mean, there's other people there. There must be other people watching this. Whoa, we're overspeeding. There must be other people watching this stream that are like, oh, we're getting there before you. Ah, there you go. It's Thomas. I've knackered the aircraft though, because the we're getting rather floaty characteristics out of this. Okay, we're losing altitude here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your hamster speaking. Please remain seated as we approach the race circuit. I have been informed that there are many nuts and hamster wheels on the racetrack positioned for my use. I like running round in circles. Woo!
Right, yeah, I don't know. Let's get rid of the hamster. Okay. Right, ladies and gentlemen, please fasten seatbelts. We are soon approaching Laguna Seca race circuit. We will be landing on the start-finish line uphill, and depending on the quality of the race surface, we may die. So, that's just how it is. I don't have any dramatic music, unfortunately. There it is, look, there's Thomas. I didn't know Thomas was severely dyslexic. Tubas! Tubas Smith! Right. Where's the start-finish line? Oh, I see. There you go. Tom Ozzy German is there as well. Why do Germans like flight sims so much? There's a housing estate just there. Germans love their simulators. That's how you end up with street cleaning simulator, Germany. If it wasn't for Germany, we probably wouldn't have simulators. Oh, there's a runway just there as well. But I'm going to land on the racetrack. I'm going to put the flaps down to slow us down a bit faster. Coming in, boys! Landing gear. I'm too fast for landing gear. Shut up, plane. Omnibus simulator. Thomas has claimed it for himself. Come on, I can't take any more speed off here. We're descending so quickly that the... let's put full flaps on. Whoa! Okay. Sure what's going on there. It's something like jolt. Descending here. Yeah, I know, you might be on a different... yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it loads them in and then doesn't load them in. Yeah, I can put the landing gear down now. It's a good idea. Look at the little road going to the track. I didn't know about that. It's nice seeing the tracks from the air because you do get a different sort of appreciation for them. So the best part of the track to land on, you've got those final corners. Where's the corkscrew's just round the top corner, I believe. So you got the goes around, yeah. So in the top, you can just see it at the top there. Pretty nice and detailed. Thomas upside down on the runway there. Yeah, I don't think landing on a corkscrew would really work unless you're Mark Webber. You know, he can land anything. He can turn cars into aeroplanes. Look at that. It's not exactly flat. Right, this is just track's a little. Oh, you can see like silhouettes of cars that have been captured on Bing Maps. Okay, now we're dropping like a stone. A bit more throttles there. Right. How do we... I don't know if that's long enough. Oh. Stalling. No, we've got too much speed there. Try again. We need more of a run up to do that. Yeah, damage is on. Right, I need more of a run up. Oh, actually, it's probably better to park it going up the hill there. But then the bridge is going to get in the way. But that will actually slow us down. That's a better straight. Let's do that. That'll actually slow the plane. It's enough uphill that the plane will slow down. Right, let's try that. Yeah, this aircraft. I've got brakes I can just put on. I'll land with the brakes on max. I think, like, I kind of like need to land it in the stall, but it seems to stall at about 114 knots. So if I can hold it at like 110 with a bit of angle. I've lost the track now. Is that the track there? That's the hill. Right. Oh, where's it gone? Ah, bloody hill. On the corner there. See if we can... We are going to land it on the corkscrew. Max flaps. Corkscrew landing. Oh, shit. Okay, that's not going to work. It's not long enough. No. Okay, we died. Wow. Unfortunately, the track now needs to be resurfaced. Well, you know, these things happen. Right, let's do a lap in a smaller aircraft here. I think I was overheating my joystick there because it was. I need to make a profile for the jets. At least I know exactly where the track is on a map now. This is really useful to know because, you know, this is, you know, everyone needs to know where Laguna Seca is. It's like literally here. It's now a park-in estate. Right, we're landing a plane on there, and then we've got a race taking place at 7:30. The more female racers race, where we're in ACC. So we'll be back for that. But I've got to land. I've got to land on this airport, otherwise it's not legit. I'm using a A10 Warthog joystick on the runner CSLE. Hang on. Now we've got to find the runway. I've got to find the track now. It was somewhere around here. Okay. Huge error. Did it actually spawn me in the correct location? Oh, it's bloody spawned me in way too. It put me in like really far. Oh, I must have clicked on the map. I think I clicked too far to the right. Look here, too old. Just because I don't know how to click mice properly. Yeah, I think I clicked. I was a bit. I was thinking jet aeroplane mode. You know, if you wanted to fly, if you wanted to land on there in the SR-71, you need to click somewhere in like New York, and by the time you've descended, you'll be at the racetrack. Wow, look at my joystick's flopped. As soon as we're airborne, it's going to come alive straight away. It's like having a Frankenstein's joystick. Whoop! There we go. Right, where's this track? Should be just over here. I've lost it again. Ah, there it is. Hello! Remove the sticker? What sticker? Oh, on the... This, yeah, I know. Do you know what's funny? I had one of these joysticks when they first came out, when the A10 first came out, and I put it on back to front, and I had to re-solder all the pins because I stuck it on back to front. That was good. Oh, I like the yellow arrow. It lets me know I put it in the right way. To be honest, I wouldn't want to accidentally put it in the wrong way on the Brunner thing because you're not. If I take it apart, you lose warranty. Right, here we go. Here we go. Landing inbound. Easy peasy. Oh look, it's Thomas Smith! No! Whoa! Jesus Christ! Get in there, Tom. We'll do formation flying onto the. I'll get my speed down so you can follow me. Oh, there he is. Oh, look at that! Whoa! They just. This is totally legal flying. I'm slowing down, Thomas. You can get on my tail. I'll put my flaps down a notch as well. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Need guns on these planes. It'd be even more exciting. There we go. Where is he? Whoa, there he is! There he is! It's like a drunk German pilot. There we go. Right, we've got to land now. Right, where? Let's flaps down. This plane can basically land on a standstill. There's a corkscrew, I think. I mean, look at this. You turn the engine off, the plane just... If it's windy enough, it'll just stay in one spot. Ah, there's... I just keep pushing the DD wheel onto the shaft until it goes in. That's how it works. What? Let's do a lap of the track here. This aircraft's nice. It's very hard to stall, and it gives you loads of warning, and it flies at like 12 miles an hour. It's like a gamermuscle-proof aircraft. You can even drive around the track in this. Whoa! Oh, what's I said about it not stalling? Oh no! Whoa! That was totally planned. Car park. It's a daisy. Right, let's do a lap. T1 iRacing style. It's a bit hillier than it is in the driving sims. T1. Airborne. Oh god, that's a stall. He's stuck! He's stuck! He's stuck! Oh shit! We got stuck in the stall. Well, there we go. Dead. Dead. I've got to land on it. We've got to land on it. Let's get the plane closer to it for the. Yeah, it got stuck there in like it wouldn't come out of it even with the rudder. Was it? It was like here, I think. Try that. Oh, just fly over Thomas. Perfect. Your plane is toast. Ah, you've broken all your limbs. Ah, you've turned yourself into dust. Please be scooped up into a bucket and come back to the hangar. They're closing the airspace. Snake in the cockpit. Right, we're doing a lap. We're landing it. Legit. I think you could make a really good plane racing game where you if there's tarmac, you've got to try and stay on the ground and you get a speed boost for rolling on the ground. But then there'd be gaps where you actually have to fly. So you're trying to stay on the ground as much as possible, and that gets you going faster. But the risk of crashing is there or doing damage. But then you're also flying and you have to like fly under bridges and things. You make an amazing racing game. It's a shame making computer games is so hard. I love we're right guard. Yes. Let's get round the. Oh, I have my flaps down. That's probably why it's stalled. Maybe we can do a lap. I'll do a lap with Thomas here. Thomas, if you're listening, I'm coming in to fly behind you. It'll look awesome. Let's get the flaps up so we can catch up with him. Yeah, SMS did Red Bull Air Racing thing, but yeah, it wasn't very good. Here we go. Oh, Thomas has killed himself. That corner's difficult. I'm telling you guys. You know, it looks easy in a car, but it's a lot harder in an aeroplane. Okay, Thomas is dead now. Maybe he's got damage turned off. Whoa, here we go. Up the hill. Up to the corkscrew. Oh, that's the Mother's Bridge and the left-hander, then the corkscrew. There's the corkscrew. Oh, hello. Whee! Oh, we've got to be careful of that. I think it's all right with the flaps. As long as the flaps are up, it doesn't do that stall. I think the wind gets caught, the air gets caught in it funny with the flaps down. You can actually feel with the force feedback joystick if you've got enough air to turn. Right, let's try and do this. Bounce it off there. Ah, there we go. You just need enough speed. Imagine doing this in real life. It'd be terrifying. I want to go through the trees on the corkscrew. Whoa, there's a plane right above us. So it's a really tight left-hander here. Oh, Jesus. Whoa! Right, let's land it on the start-finish line. Flaps down. Oh, they nearly collided there. Oh, not again, not again, not again, not again. No, 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 Meldon. Whoa! It totally get total dead stick there. Total dead stick. Once you go below 60 knots with your flaps down, you're done. You have no... You have nothing. Probably depends on the wind direction as well. Right, there we go. Suicide bomb there. There we go. Let's have a drag race. Oh, ghosted him. I've GT sported him. Right, here we go. Let's have a drag race, Thomas. We line it up. Line up on the start-finish line here. Oh, he's gone. He's gone. We'll have a race around the track. Oh, he's got to come back here. Well, when you're on the ground, the stick just goes totally floppy because there's nothing to... there's nothing to hold it. Oh, he's so dead. And dead. Like, he just wants to fall down. Yeah, Laguna Seca is an old timely place. Here he comes. Let's have a race around the track. The flaps are flopping. Get in front of me, Thomas. I want to do a quick lap. It's going to look awesome. I'll do it from chase camera, looking better. Here he comes. Where's he got? There he is. Whoa! We're off! Oh, Jesus! It's hard to fly back to front. T1. Oh! Oh, yeah, I've got the grandstands are turned off. Try and do a bit on the road surface here. Oh, look, just your standard council housing on the racetrack. Whoa! Whoa! Here we go. Oh, it won't stick. I'm going to have to fly over the bridge. This is... Whoa! Nearly nosed it in the ground there. This is surprisingly similar to how I'd probably fly this in real life. There we go. This is just like a normal lap here. I'm failing to see much difference between this and iRacing. I mean, look at the road surface. It's practically identical. Imagine if the track... This is like a bar jar track. Laguna sand dune racing. Oh, look at that. We're on the curb in there. Tight corner. Oh, corkscrew. Won't take it. Oh, now we're flying. There's a tree. Turn. Bridge. No! Who put the bridge on the racetrack? Right. Across mountains flashbacks. Right, that's the end of that. That's my flying career over. That's the end. We found Laguna Seca. We died. Yes, I'll be back in a bit, guys. We're going to do some. We're going to do a race at Laguna Seca with tea bags, muesli. I think I don't know if Chili Dog's still doing it. I think Chili Dog's in it as well. Some other people are. So look out for that. That'll be. I think I might start that at like 7 or so. I think because I need to practice a little bit. So maybe 6:30. I might just go straight into it and practice. We'll see. Yeah. So look out for us at around about 7 at the latest, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for all the donations. It was good fun. Good fun flying. I'll see you guys in a bit. Let me credit this. Look out for our next stream. Soon.tm. Bye, guys.